Happy Friday night to you. This is Scott McDonald with Runs Hits Aaron, the Pittsburgh Diamonds pregame show. And tonight, Aaron Miles, who the show is named after, is not going to be here. And so we have temporarily managing for the Diamonds, Jay Armendral, who had an eventful time managing earlier this week. And we would change the name of the show, but Runs Hits Jay didn't have the same catchy
Not really.
Last night the Diamonds win. They are now within one game of 500. They are alone in fourth place in the Pacific Association. We now know that would put them in the playoffs. You weren't here, but I know the teams talked about last night's game. What kind of impressions were you left with? What happened?
Well, I'm glad that they bared down after the rough first half, coming back and answering then answering once again and holding them to those 3 runs. I mean, it's a testament to the adjustment that Corey was making and, not beating himself, and the bullpen, just trying the new guy and looked good. He looked good, then he had some trouble, but then he looked good. So such a small sample size to really tell, as most in this league where, it's kind of unknown and we just want to give them the opportunity to compete.
One last shot at the Clippers tonight for this series, and then you've got
series. Which will we, doing?
Stompers and the Pacifics over the weekend. Brett Solano, pitching for you guys tonight. But you also have a new first baseman. Can you tell us anything about the guy?
He started the season off with Martinez. I believe his name's Cosmo or Canella. We saw a good prospect. I mean, all these guys, what we see initially is a good prospect, and he had some tools and. Figure we give him a chance here and, just as we are with all these men and, hopefully he can build his business and move on.
So he was released by Martinez?
Yeah, I don't know the full extent of it, but, we like what we see and hopefully he produces and competes and we'll be glad with that.
You're the batting coach when you're not the temporary manager. The Diamonds have lifted their batting average 20 points or more in the last 2 weeks. They've really been hitting the hell out of the ball, and they were mired in a slump just before that. What is the difference? Is it just time or what?
It's all 100% time, but the cohesiveness of the team gelling together, and I feel like there's a lot of athletes out here and their brains are trained one way and they got to grow as hitters from, playing D1 baseball to professional baseball. It may not seem like a big jump for most because you see all these guys coming from high school like Harper and all these phenoms, Trout and all these guys that are young in the big leagues, Ohtani. But, these guys, they have the ability to compete and it's a testament. You see the proofs in the numbers, they're getting better and better.
Brett Solano pitching tonight. He's been your most consistently good pitcher of the year. So that's got to give you maybe a little easy breathing room. Of course, they have to perform before you can breathe in.
Well, I think it's contagious, too, the pitching. I mean, from Freeze to Brink this week to Corey to Solano, they've all been competing, And it's almost that pride in you as a human being not to want to get overshadowed. So it kind of draws more out of you, On the other hand, with Martinez, they're kind of pressing. That's why when they get in there, they make more mistakes, or, they definitely are getting better though. So you can't, can never put anyone out of any ball games. And I just really like where we're at as a ball club and the moves we're making, and it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
So you're managing the game on Tuesday in Martinez, and there was an exceptionally odd incident. The other manager got thrown out, I guess, trying to steal your thunder. But before that happened,
no thunder there.
In the 7th inning, you Dakota Freeze, the bases had been loaded. You came out to either talk to him, get some time for a reliever, whatever your goal was.
Yeah,
but you had not been to the mound at all, and you walk out to the field. What happened?
Well, my initial thoughts were I'm going to stall a little bit, get Hatch ready for the next guy, which was left-handed Decker, I believe. These games happen so often and fast when similar things are happening, but had Hatch ready. I was going to go talk to him, and Danny, the umpire, he stopped me and he says, "Oh, hey, this will be your second visit. Then he's got to come out of the game." I was like, "What?" He's like, "You know what? You haven't been to the mound. I won't count it as anything." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, that was just I was talking about the catcher's interference, okay." Then I walked off. Nothing had happened. He hit the grand slam. and it's tie ball game. I'm thinking, wow, I should have just not went out there and just let them do it. I froze them, just get them back in there. If anything, I was trying to let them refocus. And, hey, he made a mistake pitch. He made him pay. It's part of the game. And, I mean, we did rise to the top there. And, Barnesi or Hatch shut the door on them, and Barnesi shut the door when we gained the lead. So, I mean, it worked out. It'd be a different story if we were here. That field, I don't want to say anything negative about any fields or anything like that, but it's definitely a hitter's ballpark. That's for sure.
Home runs go out. Well, they had 3 home runs in the 7th inning on Wednesday to tie the game.
Yeah, I mean, sort of same situation, 7-3 ball game, tied 7-7. I saw that 7-7-7 on the scoreboard, and then I was like, man, this isn't good. And, our pitcher they snuck a couple ground ball hits in the 6th hole, and then, free passes are given, and those are never a good thing. So
tonight we're in Pittsburgh, and we wish you luck and come out of it. If you could win tonight, you're back at 500.
I'm excited. I can't wait to go out there and compete with the guys.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Thank you, Coach. So tonight the Diamonds will be playing for the ability to be back at 500. They are alone in 4th place in the Pacific Association, which would be the last playoff spot. But there's 3/4 of a season to go. So we're going to relax and enjoy tonight's game, and we'll get started right after this.
And good afternoon, or I should say good evening, everybody, and welcome to Diamonds Baseball. Anthony Schultz along with Sterling Bennett. Scott McDonald's also with us, the hardest working man in showbiz. He does so much for our broadcast. We really appreciate it. He's going to start the game on the public address mic, as our usual public address announcer Paula not with us this evening. Diamonds taking on the Pacifics. A win for the Diamonds yesterday, and we're just about ready to start. Here is the starting lineup for the Martinez Clippers. Did I say the Pacifics? They're playing the Pacs tomorrow. Pedro Barrios will start it off. He's the shortstop. Jimmy Lunardelli's the DH. Will Decker's the right fielder. Nathan Etheridge at first. Matt Richards in left. Devin Carter in center. Wilkins Jimenez behind the plate. Alan Nakami is the third baseman. Luis Perez the second baseman. And the first pitch from Diamond right-hander Brett Solano is a strike, and we are underway. Brett Solano coming in, very respectable earned run average, as this next pitch by Barrios is swung on and fouled off. The count 0-2. And for Solano, 3-2, 409, 33 innings pitched, 23 strikeouts, 6 walks. Well, the Diamonds looking for a lot from him. The next pitch is up high for a ball. The umpires tonight, home plate Ron Adams, in the field Mike Shanahan, and Margaret Niles. Just want to mention what a beautiful rendition of the national anthem. Swinging a foul ball here, and the count stays at 1-2. Sterling Bennett back with us, and Sterling, big night for the Diamonds before they take on the top 2 teams of the Pacific Association tomorrow and Sunday.
Yeah, we've seen the Diamonds. They've 6-4 in their last 10 games. They've been somewhat on a hot streak. They're 1 game away from 500, and so it seems like they want to keep the hot streak going into the weekend, and they have a chance here to get to 500 back again. Playing the Clippers tonight, and hopefully carry that into the next series against the Pacifics.
Here's the pitch, slapped right side and foul. Count stays 1-2, and that is the plan. Aaron Miles not with the club today. Jay Almondral will take over as the head man. Longtime right-hand man of Aaron Miles, and then I've been told over the weekend it's manager by committee for Pittsburgh. 1-2 pitch, swinging a foul, and the count remains at 1-2. And oh, by the way, defensively for the Diamonds, O'Donnell, Wallace, Smith left to right in the outfield. Blatnick, Garcia, Valera, Canella third to first in the infield. Bracamonte behind the plate, and the aforementioned Brett Solano on the hill. Another 1-2 pitch here due to the Martinez shortstop, Pedro Barrios. Swinging a chopper, foul, rolling up the third baseline. It just does trickle foul.
Close play there by Blatnick. As a third baseman, you're taught to go and get the ball, but also wait for it. So good play there, but it did almost cost him a hit. So Blatnick close, and lucky for him, it was a foul ball on that, because it definitely could have gone the other way.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to get there and not pick it up, because if it rolls foul and then somehow trickles back a little bit the other way, that would end up being a fair ball. Another 1-2 pitch, swing, ground ball right side, and then gloved by Valera, and over to first base in time for the outs. So 1 up and 1 down. Pretty good battle presented by Barrios, but Solano wins the war, and here's Jimmy Lunardelli.
Yeah, it's a good play there by Valera, who's played shortstop and third base, and now he's kind of trying to find a place again with the bat coming around. And so he's played short, he's played third, now he's playing second. Head coach Aaron Miles and the Diamonds coaching staff are trying to find his way to keep his bat in the lineup, and they're finding any way to do that and playing him at second tonight.
And Lunardelli out to right center field. The right fielder Smith calling for it, makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down. And here comes Will Decker, the right fielder.
Clippers, right fielder Will Decker.
Well, the Diamonds entering tonight's play, 12-13. 6 games off the pace. Napa, or pardon me, Martinez, I don't want to keep calling him Napa here. He's a fly ball into left field. O'Donnell there makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Brett Solano. So a nice start for the Diamonds pitcher, a nice start for the Diamonds, and at the end of half an inning from Winter Chevrolet Stadium, Clippers nothing, Diamonds coming up.
In baseball, it's dedication, hard work, and some creative thinking.
Are you getting
Red's
echo?
Barbershop. You know when it's time for a haircut, but you aren't really thrilled with the trim you've been getting? You'd like to find a new hair cutter, but it seems like a big hassle with too many choices and not enough information. We're giving you the take sign, as in take down this information. Call Red's Barbershop and make an appointment. Red has the skills and experience with all types of hair. He is great with the latest styles and still knows how to make you shine with more traditional haircuts. Call 925-382-1399 and make an appointment. That's 925-382-1399. Red's Barbershop is at 190 East 7th Street, just off Railroad Avenue in Old Town. Give Red a call today, 925-382-1399. Red's Barber. This number. Call Red's Barbershop and make an appointment. Red has the skills and experience with all types of hair. He's great with the latest styles and still knows how to make you shine with more traditional haircuts. Call 925-382-1399 and make an appointment. That's 925-382-1399. Red's Barbershop is at 190 7th Street, just off Railroad Avenue in Old Town. Give Red a call today, 925-382-1399.
Bottom of the first we go. Diamonds coming up after a 1-2-3 inning thrown in there from Brett Solano. And here is the lineup for the Diamonds. Brett Smith is in right field. He'll lead it off. Blatnick in the number 2 spot. He's at third base. Valera in the 3 spot. He's at second. Joel Carranza, the DH, in the cleanup position. Gabe Bracamonte hitting 5th. He's the catcher. Wes Wallace in that 6th spot. He's in center field. Patrick O'Donnell, he'll bat 7th. He's in left. Cos Cannell, a former Clipper and now a new Diamond. He is at first base. And Jose Garcia is the shortstop. And he will bat 9th. So here we go with Brett Smith.
As we see Brett Smith come to the plate. You know, these Diamonds, the last couple games, the last 7 games to be more specific, is their offense has picked up. They're almost all hitting above 300 now. The team is hitting around 309 in its last 7 games. So the offense has picked up. The pitching has picked up. This team is playing all around much better. And Brett Smith, who's hitting 407 in his last 7 games, is a big part of that hitting leadoff tonight.
Yeah, he came into yesterday, 6 pitches low to him, 2-0. Leading the club in batting at 333. A couple of more base hits last night. And he went 2 for 5 in the Diamond victory. And the next pitch is inside for a ball. Harper on the mound. Here's that defensive alignment. Richards, Carter, Decker left to right in the outfield for the Clips. Maccabee, Barrios, Perez, Etheridge third to first on the infield. Jimenez behind the play. The next one is a ball, so a 4-pitch walk to Brett Solano, and he's on now with nobody out for Morgan Blatnick. For the starter of the Clippers, it's Jason Harper, 1-3, 8.19 ERA, 18 2/3 innings pitched, 19 strikeouts and 11 walks. So here's Morgan Blatnick, a guy who's been able to find his way on base. Drawn a lot of walks lately. This pitch is in there for a strike, and the count 0-1.
Talk about the walks. Blatnick is averaging 1 walk a game in his last 7 games. So Blatnick and Smith have proven to be deadly in the past week for the Diamonds against a pitcher who has struggled this year with around an 8.19 ERA. The Diamonds here can definitely get on the board and try to do some damage early.
It's always nice as the next pitch is low for a ball. Ball and a strike. But when you have those top 2 guys getting on base a lot, boy, it just sets the tone for the rest of the offense. Morgan given a lot of room over there down the third baseline. Takes a strike, and the count goes to 1-2. I mean, it's not an exaggerated shift, but you look at Maccabee, and he's giving the left-handed batter a lot of room off the line there at third base. And the pitch, swinging, ground ball to third, over to second for 1, back to first, in time, a double play.
You look right there, that shift you mentioned, Tony, coming in handy here. If he's playing close to the line, that's probably a base hit for Blatnick. Maybe Smith goes to third on that. So a good shift there for the Clippers, getting 2 outs now in the first inning and shutting down any possible chance for a Diamonds rally.
All right, that is a killer right there as we take another look. That's the 5-4-3 around the horn. So Martinez apparently with some good scouting, because they had him, the third baseman shifted over and the ball went right to him. So certainly worked out for them. Here's Valera now, 2 outs, bases empty, and the first one a fastball in the outside corner, strike 1. Pitch, and this one hops up there for a ball, and the count a ball and a strike. Coming to you on Delta TV tonight. Here's the pitch, swinging a foul, and the count goes 1-2. Also, of course, on Mixler.com. Coming up on the 4th of July weekend. 2018 rolling along just so quickly. Can't believe it's already nearly the 4th of July. Here's one skied into right field. Decker coming over toward the line, reaches up, makes the catch. So for the right-hander Jason Harper, he faces the minimum after getting that double play. Diamonds get a walk and nothing else after 1 full here from Pittsburgh. Clippers and Diamonds, no score.
Road trips can be grueling. Oh, sure, you'll ask for advice if you want some. But usually you know exactly how you want your business publications and handouts to look. That's where Paper Tiger Ready Print comes in. It is their mission to help you achieve your business goals, and that starts by listening to what you want and making it happen. At Paper Tiger Ready Print, they believe there is no greater satisfaction than delivering a finished product that helps a client reach their goals and objectives. Give them a try. You won't be disappointed. Paper Tiger Ready Print at 182 East Leland Road in Pittsburgh or readyprint.com. Oh, sure, you'll ask for advice if you want some, but usually you know exactly how you want. Eating at the Diamond's favorite deli is as satisfying as a 3-run homer. Start your pregame warm-up at Nick Sandwiches, 315 Railroad Avenue in Old Town.
And here we go now to the top of the second inning. No score between the Clippers and the Diamonds. And leading it off for Martinez, Nathan Etheridge, the first baseman, to be followed by Matt Richards, then Devin Carter. Jimenez would get a chance if somebody were to reach. And nice start for both these right-handers. And Etheridge steps in, and base hit for Nathan yesterday. Also picked up an RBI off a fielder's choice. He skies one into center. Wes Wallace started back, comes in. Wes is there and makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. And here's Matt Richards.
You know, one thing we've seen from Brett Solano so far in his outings this season is that he's going to work late in the games. He's going to be a quality starter. In every single game he's pitched, he's gone at least 5 innings. And his only non-quality start, he went the whole game and only allowed 5 earned runs. So Brett Solano, you know, one of the more reliable pitchers in the Diamonds rotation, and looking sharp so far early in this game.
Nice efficient way to start out the inning. And the pitch, this is inside to Matt Richards. Couple of base hits last night for Matt. Also hit into a double play. And the right-hander waits, takes an off-speed pitch in there for a strike, and they count 0-2. Last night, Pitt 11, Clips 3. That was really got the offense going. Last night, this one hops up there. That's a ball, and the count goes 1-2. To Brett Solano, one of those guys, Sterling, that the Diamonds are certainly asking a lot of. Here's the 0-2 pitch, swing and a foul. And Aaron Miles saying at the early part of the year that he thinks this is one of the guys who could end up being the ace of the staff. 1-2 pitch, and that's a called strike 3. Matt Richards caught looking on a breaking ball that just got a piece of that inside corner. So he strikes out. That'll bring up Devin Carter. So up next for Pittsburgh, Pacifics tomorrow. That'll be at 5. Sunday at 1 against the Stompers. Monday's an off day, and then on the road Tuesday in the wine country against Napa. Here's a pitch in there for a strike. And Richards behind the count, 0-1.
You know, we've seen these Clippers teams, they're not going to be that aggressive on offense, and the Diamonds pitchers know they have to attack, and Solano has done that today, but Donald did that yesterday. And after his bad inning to begin the game, the first inning, he bounced back. And Solano so far, only thrown 1 scoreless, so he only played 1 inning tonight. But Solano looks sharp. He looks like he's throwing strikes and looks like he's ready to attack this Clippers offense.
So far, so good. 5 up, 5 down. Little tapper out front of the mound. Out behind the home plate to get it is the catcher Bracamonte to throw him out. And another 1-2-3 inning for Brett Solano. So after 1.5 here from Winter Chevrolet Stadium, Clippers and Diamonds, no score.
How about a bank founded in Contra Costa County that has been supporting the local community for more than 100 years? Mechanics Bank is that bank, founded in 1905. Ever since, Mechanics Bank has been building on the legacy of building lasting relationships, enriching local lives and local communities, driving local economic growth, and exceeding clients' expectations. Are you looking for a community-based establishment that will provide a fun and exciting environment for your family? Certainly Diamonds Baseball is one, and no doubt Lumpy's Diner is another. Before or after the game, eating at Lumpy's Diner or Lumpy's Diner Express can make for a great doubleheader. And if you want to win a road game, LD's Catering will make your event a hit no matter the location. Lumpy's Diner is a homegrown sensation, world famous since 2008. Bring your family to ours. Are you looking for a community? Your burgers, fries, and a shake are waiting to be made on Delta Gateway Boulevard, just off Highway 4. In and out, that's what a hamburger is all about.
So far, so good for Brett Solano in Pittsburgh as the Diamond right-handers put up a pair of zeros. He's faced the minimum, and now the Diamonds will have another crack at the Martinez right-hander, Jason Harper. And they'll start it out with Joel Carranza, the cleanup hitter, and then Gabe Bracamonte, and then Wes Wallace. So here comes Carranza. We told you about his hitting streak ended the other day, but picked it right back up. Couple of base hits, a walk, a run scored last night. And if he and Wes Wallace and then Jose Garcia, Sterling, all get it to going at one time with the top of the order the way it's going, the Diamonds are going to be very formidable. Big swing and a miss from Joel, and the count 0-1.
I think we've seen the ability of the Diamonds to add players within their lineup with Carranza and Garcia, and then Valera, who's new this year. And they've continued to add throughout the year. They haven't been stagnant of when guys are slumping. They want to make changes, and they definitely want to improve and obviously be formidable in the Pacific Association. And they're doing that by making moves like signing Carranza and signing Garcia to become starters here.
Next pitch was taken. High fastball for a strike. Next one swung on, punched foul. That'll get out of play, and the count remains 0-2. Last night in the association, Vallejo 11, Sonoma 10. Eli Garcia got the win coming out of the bullpen 1 inning. No runs, 3 strikeouts for him. Here's the pitch, and that's outside for a ball. It's 1-2. Vijay Patel, an inning and 2/3, 3 runs, none earned, 3 strikeouts, and he got the loss. Tough way to lose it. 1-2 pitch, hit well to center field, driving Carter back, but he's there now, reaches up and makes the catch, and 1 up and 1 down here for Jason Harper.
Batting for the Diamonds, catcher Gabriel Bracamonte.
So here's Bracamonte. Some more on that game between Vallejo. Tapujian for Sonoma got the win. He pitched well. 6 1/3, 3 runs, 2 earned. And the Admirals had a 5-run 8th. That really helped propel them to victory, so they were able to pick up a game on Sonoma. And the pitch to Bracamonte in there for a strike. And that's a 5-run 8th. Durkee walked. Kiriakis singled. That loaded the bases. Then Fisher walked. Our old buddy Van Slyke single. This one outside for a ball, 1-1. Fernacci walked. Kinry singled. Game ended up tied going to extra innings. International rules. And in the 11th, a Sonoma error. Next one is low, 2-1. Allowed Akins to score, and the game ended in 11. So put those two guys on base. It does help those games end quickly. 2-1 pitch, swinging. This one hammered into left field, and that's going to get down. And here goes Bracamonte around first. The throw from Richards, a nice one into second base, and Bracamonte rips it. And normally just where that ball was hit, you're thinking two bases, but Richards made a nice play.
It's a good point by Richards in the outfield, cutting the ball off, took a great angle at it, holding Bracamonte to a single there. And with guys like Wes Wallace up and Patrick O'Donnell, who are both hitting and have power and have slugging percentages above 400, you have to do that. Richards, a great job in the outfield, did that for the Clippers.
Yeah, I thought that was a double all the way. Held to a single. This went outside for a ball. We'll see how it plays out, but you know, sometimes you prevent the opposing team from taking that extra base. You keep the double play in order. Base hit doesn't score a run. And this one on the outside corner, so a nice job by the left fielder Richards for the Clips.
I think we'd all say, I think every base matters in baseball, and Richards did a good job there limiting.
Sometimes it really comes into play. Just that one extra base
especially
can make
late,
a difference in
especially
a game.
in extra innings nowadays.
Yeah. 1-1 pitch, swing, and this one hammered left field. Way back it goes. Is it a fair or foul ball? And they're going to say foul.
I know Wes Wallace won that one. He broke 3 bats last night. Ball just hooked foul. So Wes, obviously the new bat feels pretty good in his hands. He's got to keep it fair next time.
A moonshot by Wes Wallace, and I'm thinking snap, hold, kick in. It looked like it hooked around the goalpost to me.
It was close. It was close, but I think just a little left. But I don't think even Blair Walsh could have missed that one.
Wow. What a shot by Wallace. 1-2 pitch outside for a ball, and the count 2-2. Wes, we've talked about his struggles, and the Diamonds, they've been patient, hoping their very fine center fielder can get it going with the bat. 2-2 swing, ground ball into the 5-hole, cut off by Mockabee to second for under. The foot come off the bag. Yeah, they're going to say no, and Mike Shanahan's going to say that out will be recorded at second base. And now the Richards play looks like an important play right there.
Yeah, exactly. There, you could even argue that should have been a double play ball, and it rightfully should have if McAbee would have fielded the ball cleanly and made a good throw to second base. So Richards cut off with the ball in left field, could have even played bigger there with a double play. Luckily for the Diamonds, they're the guy at first, being Wes Wallace. O'Donnell's up now with 2 outs. Hopefully they can still be productive in this inning.
1 on, 2 out now. Here's Patrick O'Donnell, the left fielder. Runner bluffs, and O'Donnell squares this one up and hits it way foul with home run distance again. So the Diamonds, last couple of batters, making a whole lot of noise with foul balls.
I think the word would be just sit back. Everything's been early. Sit back, put the weight back, and just wait for a fastball, wait for your pitch to hammer it. And you know, Wes O'Donnell both early on the home runs that probably should have been.
There goes the runner with that bluff again. This pitch way outside and rescued by Jimenez from going to the backstop. Cos Canelo, the Diamond new first baseman, waits on deck. For those of you listening on Mixler, Diamonds in their black uniforms, and the Clippers in the travel gray. They were in those navy blues yesterday. 1-1 pitch, and that one on the outside corner, a strike, and the count 1-2. Wind started to pick up a little bit. You see the flags blowing beyond center field and top of the Diamond clubhouse in left. Bright sunshine stretched out across the ballpark. There goes the runner, 1-2 pitch, and this one cued foul. And we'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Patrick O'Donnell. And 1 on and 2 out here for Pitt. O'Donnell, couple of hits last night, including a double, RBI and a run scored. So a nice night for him in that Diamond victory. 1-2 pitch, swung on. This one sprayed into right center. Decker coming over, calls for it, reaches out, makes the catch. So the Diamonds get somebody aboard, but they cannot get him home. And at the end of 2 full here from Winter Chevrolet Stadium, Clippers and Diamonds still scoreless.
You know exactly how you want your business publications and handouts to look. That's where Paper Tiger Ready Print comes in. It's their mission to help you achieve your business goals, and that starts. Little J's. The handcrafted burgers are sensational. The generous sandwiches are delicious. The hand-carved tri-tip is the best in town. Getting hungry? You probably already know where to go to find these food treasures. Little J's in Pittsburg. Since 2003, Little J's has been rewarding those smart enough to stop in for a meal. They can also cater your next event. On Loveridge Road, it's Little J's Restaurant. Little J's. The Diamonds are especially proud of partnering with the Rotary Club to support local charities and community events. If you have an interest in finding out more about Rotary, you should stop by their weekly Tuesday lunch at the Hampton Inn at 1201 California Avenue in Pittsburgh, or pay a visit to RotaryPittsburgh.org. Rotary is where neighbors, friends, and problem solvers share ideas, join leaders, and take action to create lasting change. Batting for Martinez, catcher Wilkins Jimenez.
Top of the 3rd we go. No score here from Pittsburgh. And to lead it off will be Wilkins Jimenez for the Clippers. Bottom 3rd of their lineup, Jimenez, Maccabee, and Luis Perez. And then should anybody reach, Pedro Barrios, and back to the top of the order for Martinez. 6 up, 6 down so far for Brett Solano. And the Diamond right-hander back to work. First pitch, fastball, a strike, and the count 0-1. So nothing across so far for Martinez. And the Diamonds 1 base hit, and so far that's it. Next pitch misses, and the count 1-1. So San Rafael a winner last night, 7-6 over Napo. And the next pitch on the outside corner, a strike, and the count 1-2. So San Rafael now, Sterling, 18-7 and 7 straight wins.
They are easily the hottest team in the PA right now, by far.
1-2 pitch, laced down the line. That's going to fall in for a base hit. And over there to collect it is Smith, and hold Jimenez to a leadoff single, and here comes Alan Maccabee.
Third baseman Alan Maccabee.
Ball not hit all that well, but in a good spot. And hits even now at 1 apiece, and the leadoff hitter on base for the Clippers.
That's one thing we've seen with Brett Solano is he may give up some hits here and there, but he's not going to give up hard contact. You know, it's not going to be a line drive in the gap. It's going to be a little bloop single, a little bloop double here and there. It's not going to be these hard base hits you see. And Solano just constantly attacking the zone, makes hitters uncomfortable at times, and he's doing that here. And we saw the bloop hit, but we've seen him for the past 2 innings be consistent and just attack the zone.
Right now from the stretch. And the pitch is lashed into left field for a base hit. That one was squared up, and the Clippers have a threat here. First 2 reach. Jimenez and Maccabee a pair of singles, and that'll bring up Luis Perez. So for Perez, the shortstop, as we look at that last base hit right through the 5-hole and just hit too hard for anybody to do anything about it. Tough night for Perez last night. He did get a walk, reached on an error, out on a great play out in right field by Brett Smith. So he ended up 0 for 3. Martinez, the shortstop, bunts, and here's O'Donnell, fumbles the ball. He's not going to have a play.
Well, that's a play there for Bladnick. Bladnick, who has played third base earlier this season, and he's played second, but he's been playing first base ever since Jordan Van Atta got hurt. And so, you know, with the signing of Canella, moving back over, and the first play he gets is a hard bunt to try to field there. So you can't really blame Bladnick for that, but also that's kind of his job. So a tough play there for Bladnick. He'll bounce back. The Diamonds got to get double play anyways, however that may be, but they're in a jam here, and Solano has to work his way out of it.
They are. That'll go as a sacrifice and an E5. That loads the bases with nobody out. So Solano, after getting the first 6, finds himself in his first jam. Breaking ball floats through for a strike in the count, 0-1. So here's one of those situations. Sterling, can you mitigate the damage here and get out of it with just a few runs as possible? Another one off speed, floats outside. It's a ball and a strike.
The one thing they teach you, even in Little League, is limit the big inning. They preach it in high school, and they preach it in the independent leagues and in college. Limit the big inning. And the Diamonds here have to do that.
1-1 pitch, ground ball. Blatnick's got it. He's coming home. His throw is high, but Bracamonte skies for it, gets it, and then gets the out at home plate as they pick up the 4s. And Wilkins Jimenez is forced at home plate. So that worked out well for the Diamonds. If Blatnick's throw is not so high, they might have a chance to go down to first base and get the double play.
I mean, you could say the first one, obviously, a blunder by Blatnick, and the second one got a chance to kind of get some redemption there. Didn't make the best throw to home plate, but did get the out, which is the important part. And now they have a chance. The infield can back up. They can relax. They can play normal double play depth here.
So that'll go as a fielder's choice for Pedro Barrios. Bases loaded, 1 out. Solano's pitch, swing, and this one hammered by Lunardelli, and that is foul on the count, 0-1. So 5-3 officially on the fielder's choice. And Lunardelli, who flew out to Smith in right field his first time, bats with the bases juiced and 1 down. Diamonds looking for the double play. Here's the pitch, inside for a ball. And the count now, a ball and a strike. And you look at Solano's numbers and you say that ERA over 4, but if you think about a 4.09 ERA, as this one's hit, hopper to Blatnick. He's going to step on third, fire to first, and this one picked up off the ground, and they're going to say his foot was off the bag. Talking about Koss over there at first base, and the Clippers are going to have the first run of the ball game. Blatnick gets the second out, and at least they can have a chance to mitigate the damage.
Well, it seems like the ball is just picking on Blatnick in this inning. You know, it's almost 3 straight plays right to him, but right there he made a good play. The ball was bounced a little high. I know he didn't have a lot of time to go to second because the runner was already there. Tags third, has to make the off-balance throw, and almost a great play by the new Diamond, Canelo at first, but I think you'll take 1 run scoring rather than 3 or 4, so Blatnick making good plays. Canella, almost an amazing play at first base there with 2 outs.
Here's the pitch, and that's Will Decker now, who's 0 for 1, takes a strike. So Blatnick moving over to third, and had played first so well, digging out those balls. Made some very significant defensive plays doing that. Here's the 0-1 pitch, swing, and a ground ball to short that should get him out of the inning. And then Garcia steps on second. The inning is over. You talk about mitigating the damage. And after having the bases loaded with nobody out, Brett Solano gives up just the 1 run. To the bottom of the third we go. Clips 1, Diamonds nothing.
The new Mecca Cafe in Old Town. The difference is this iconic restaurant hasn't lost a step and will still make the All-Star team. Great family fun, delicious Mexican food, and prices that make it all affordable. That's been the formula since the new Mecca Cafe opened and is still true today. Check it out. Hampton by Hilton. Road trips can be grueling, which is why baseball teams are happy to split their road games. But there's one way to guarantee a win on the road. That's by staying at Hampton Inn by Hilton. Fresh, up-to-date accommodations include a hearty cooked breakfast to get you off to a good start on the day. Known for low-end prices and high-end service, a stay at Hampton Inn by Hilton means you can earn points in the valuable Hilton Honors Program. You can find a Hampton Inn by Hilton in Pittsburg and Brentwood. Hampton by Hilton. Road trips can be grueling, which is why baseball teams are happy to split their...
All right, bottom of the third we go. Clippers lead the Diamonds 1-0. And what a job by Brett Solano to get out of that bases loaded, no out jam, just yielding the 1 run. And I don't think anybody feels any better about it than Morgan Blatnick, who had a bit of a tough inning defensively with a couple of errant throws and then trouble picking up a sacrifice bunt. So you get back into the dugout, the situation. And just tip your cap to your pitcher and say thank you very much. So the Diamonds survived that one pretty well. Here's Cas Canella coming up now for the Diamonds. Cosimo Cas Canella, former Clipper, played in the Frontier League with the Schaumburg Boomers and spent some time at Missouri Western University. Big swing and a miss, and there's a strike, and the count 0-1.
I've only seen one swing by Canella, but I can tell he has a long swing. He stays in that zone for a long time. You can tell he's not here to hit singles, he's here to hit home runs.
Here's the pitch. There's another big swing at a breaking ball moving away from him, and the count goes 1-2.
You always think new team, you're a little antsy. Even the pros get that way. I know Hunter Pence talked about when his first day he was a Giant. He was so nervous. He hadn't played for a new team in a couple years, and so I'm sure Canella's probably going through the same thing here.
You know, he hits this one pretty well to left field, and the left fielder Richards almost in his tracks to make the catch. And 1 up and 1 down here in the inning. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Jose Garcia.
You know, good about that by Canella. Canella not one to waste much time. He swings at the first 3 pitches he sees. This is the first 2. Hits a long fly ball to left field. So, although he'd like a hit, I'd like to think he'd be happy with that first at bat.
You know, certainly hit it pretty well. Unfortunately, in a bad spot. Here's the pitch, and Garcia takes a strike. And for Jose, double, a run scored, sac fly, and an RBI last night. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and he slaps this one to the right side and foul. So in that San Rafael win last night, their 7th in a row, 7-6 over the Silverados. Jose Casillas got the win. Brian Ozuna ended up with the loss. The 0-2 pitch, swing, and this one's skied in the air. Center field. Here comes Carter to make the catch, and quickly 2 up and 2 down. So right now, through these first 2 2/3 innings, Jason Harper says, take that, your 8+ ERA.
Hey, you had to think a guy with a 1-3 record and an 8+ ERA and only 4 starts, you know, he walks. He's walked 11 batters coming into this game, giving up 25 hits. So obviously, the whip is definitely above 1. So not very impressive for Harper. But so far in this game, he's only limited the Diamonds to 1 hit and only 1 base runner so far. So it's been a good outing for Harper as he's hit 3 innings in this game.
There's another ball hit pretty hard, almost looked like extra bases. The Diamonds do have 1 hit. That was Gabe Bracamonte. As we go back to the top of the order for Brett Smith, who walked his first time. So the Diamonds have a walk and a base hit. Wes Wallace and Patrick O'Donnell have they hit monster shots, but those were foul balls to left field. So far, so good for Jason Harper. Here's the next one that hops up there, and the count goes a ball and a strike.
I guess a little jinx there. They keep talking about how good Harper's done, and he bounces the next pitch. So maybe we'll just keep doing that online, see how much that works for us.
We've watched enough of these games to know that you can be cruising along there for a few innings, and all of a sudden the wheels come off. 1-1 pitch, swinging a foul right side. That'll get out of play, and the count goes 1-2.
That's just baseball. Wheels fall off all the time. You see guys who had no hitters into the 8th inning and they give up 1 hit and the wheels fall off, and it's 4 runs later and this team's losing. So it's how baseball goes. Nothing's promised. Every pitch is a one that could be out of the ballpark in a second. So Harper's working good so far, but the Diamonds could easily strike real quick here.
Oh, the 1-2 pitch just off the outside part of the plate. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The Diamonds trail at 1-0. Bottom of the 3rd from Pittsburg. 2-2 pitch, swing, slapped right side. That's a base hit. Well, the Diamonds get a 2-out base hit, and that'll bring up Morgan Blatnick, and I'm sure he'd like to kind of pick up for his error in that last half inning. Bats here with 1 on and 2 out as Brett Smith a walk and a base hit. Here's another look.
As we see Brett Smith here through the replay, Smith, his OBP is 515, obviously up. He has a walk and a hit today, so OBP is around 530 by now. So Brett Smith definitely proving to be the leadoff man, the money ball man for the Diamonds this season.
Yeah, that on-base percentage just absolutely ridiculous. Got off to such a hot start, and obviously the batting average has come down, but you just can't maintain a pace like that. The 0-1 pitch, swinging a foul, and the count goes 0-2.
Well, to give you some perspective, the average MLB OBP is around 300, and Smith's hitting 200 above that, almost around 230 above that. So Brett Smith has been at an astronomical and almost all-star type pace, you could say.
I heard last year it was around 320. That was like mid-season a year ago. But you get near 400, that's just incredible. Here's the pitch way outside for a ball, and the count 1-2. And you'd wonder here if the Diamonds try to steal a bag and get a man into scoring position for Blatt. They can think about the risk-reward situation. If you do make it out, you start the next inning with your second base hitter. There goes the runner, and it's fouled back. So the Diamonds with the hit and run, and Blatnick fouls it off.
Ball there. Clip Jimenez behind the plate. Umpire going to come out here and give him some time. Talking to catchers. You always ask them, take a beating back there. How do you take it? They just say, you just got to keep going. Jimenez there seems to be fine, so that's good. No injuries seem to be taking place, and as the home plate umpire Ron Adams gives him some more time here.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Blatnick. So we're talking about San Rafael and Napa. Of course, they're both coming up in the next 3 games for the Diamonds. 1-2 pitch, just off the outside part of the plate. Count 2-2.
That's one thing I've seen from Morgan Bladden. I guess he watches that really close pitch for ball 2, is that he knows the strike zone. He knows his zone. He knows, he knows that what's a strike and what's not a strike. And right now, Blatnick seems to be hot. He's hitting around 364 in his last 7 games, and so he's going to keep battling, and he is now.
Runner went on that last pitch. Blatnick spoils another good one. The count stays 2-2. So the Diamonds playing hit and run. Not just going to play station to station baseball. Rafael Valera waiting on deck. Here's the pitch, and Morgan sprays this one foul. Hit it pretty hard. Well, foul going the opposite way. Well, that one almost looked like it was boring in on him, and talk about staying inside the baseball.
Bladnick Graham, which has the inside-out swing. He's not afraid to attack anything on the inside part of the plate. Kind of his hot zone. Obviously, he loves the ball over the plate, but he's not afraid to go ahead and attack the balls that are in at him.
Runner going. Blatnick hits this one hard. That'll get down into center field for a base hit. Here comes the throw into third. Not in time. And the Diamonds have them quartered with 2 out. Nice play by Carter, but he just did not have a play over there at first base with the speedy Brett Smith running with the pitch. And he gets over to third. So Blatnick able to help the Diamonds keep this inning alive. So first and third, and here comes Rafael Valera as the Diamonds mount their first threat of the evening. Stand's starting to fill up pretty nicely over here in the corner. Coming in to enjoy some Diamonds baseball.
It's a good time for the Diamonds crowd to come out. They have a guy at first and third. They got 2 outs here, but they got Rafael Valera, who in his last week he's hitting .333, he has 9 hits, 2 home runs, and 8 RBIs. So and maybe those stats are a little padded from playing in Martinez, which is somewhat like a
Coors Field.
pretty much the Coors Field of the Pacific Association, but still those numbers still count. Rafael Valera has his confidence back.
Scott and I were talking about that last night, but this is a spacious ballpark here, and a lot of nights it's a pinball machine out here. Next pitch, that is up for a ball, and the count 1 ball and no strikes.
You have 330 down the left field line. You have almost 400, 395 in center field. The right field line, you have 315. So if you're a left-handed hitter, it's the place you want to play. But if you're a right-handed hitter, you're not hitting anything in center field or left field out of here unless you get under it.
1-0 pitch on the outside corner for a strike, and it's 1-1. 5 hits in the ball game now, 3 for Pittsburgh, 2 for the Clips. And the Diamonds trying to get even or better after 2 are out here in the third. Pitch up high for a ball. The count 2-1. Joel Carranza has been swinging a hot bat over these last many games. So he looks like he's rounding into form. Number 7 waits on deck. Harper, the pitch, and this one fouled back to the screen. The count goes 2-2. So the inning began with Canella fly out to left. They got Garcia for number 2, but back-to-back base hits for Smith and Morgan Blatnick, and the Diamonds have mounted a threat here in the bottom of the third. Morgan, not a big lead, being held on by Etheridge. Pitch grounded right to short. Barrios to Perez the short way. The threat is over. Diamonds leave 2, and at the end of 3, it's the Clippers 1, Diamonds nothing.
Anytime we have a conversation with Mechanics Paint, we know that we're in the same business. Our business is customer service, integrity, loyalty, friendship. Mechanics clearly establishes a high level of tradition, honesty, integrity that comes through in all their transactions. I trust them with everything. I know that they're there for us. My name is Paul Irwin. I'm a mechanic.
We're back here for the, oh yeah, am I on? Oops.
Tony, can I get my pen over there? Thank you.
Where were the levels on these? Were they?
Wait, what?
Where were the levels? Hello, this is Scott McDonald with you just snuck into Tony's chair. And I am proud to introduce Sterling Bennett, who's going to take us the next 3 innings, giving us play-by-play.
First pitch by Brett Solano, an off-speed pitch in there for a strike. Thank you, Scott. I know you were on the PA system for the first couple innings, and then Tony will come back, then I'll be back over there. But Diamonds are down here 1-0 in the top of the 4th inning. Next pitch by Brett Solano, a fastball on the outside part of the plate. Up for the Martinez Clippers is the first baseman Nathan Etheridge. The Diamonds so far, they've had a couple chances, especially last inning, to get some runs on the board and couldn't do it. But Brett Solano back on the mound, and the third pitch of the inning is going to be an off-speed pitch on the outside part of the plate that goes by the catcher Bracamonte for ball number 2.
Solano really dodged a bullet the last inning when he only gave up 1 run, but the bases were loaded with nobody out, and I don't know if he dodged a bullet or it was outstanding pitching or great play, but one of the 3.
We can go with luck of the draw there, as ground ball in the hole between the third and shortstop, going to get in for a single, so Etheridge gets things started off for the Clippers with a base hit. Solano giving up his 3rd hit of the game.
Now batting for Martinez, left fielder Matt Richards.
Here's a replay of this single that bounded into left field. As you can see, a nice effort by Garcia, but he just was out of his reach.
Brings up the left fielder Matt Richards. Richards made a great play on a ball, and for Bracamonte's single early on in this game, cut it off. Stopped him from getting a double, but now he has his chances here at the plate. First pitch from Solano, an off-speed pitch, in for strike 1, a curveball.
So many of these fly balls, I was thinking while I was over there, would it just be home runs? Wow.
I think Tony called it the Coors Field of the Pacific Association, and definitely plays that way. 100% is Solano readies, an off-speed pitch, grounded up the middle. Garcia fields it, touches second base, flips to first, and he gets the out. A good play there by Garcia to maintain the momentum, take himself to the bag. And that was the first base. We have 2 outs as Solano.
Watch Solano on this replay. If you can see it, he makes well, we couldn't really see it. He made an attempt to get that ball. Had he been able to hit the ball, he probably would have knocked it sideways, and everyone would have been safe, but he didn't quite get it. Garcia did, and turned it into a double play.
As the center fielder Devin Carter comes into the plate, we can look at the Diamonds recently in the last couple innings. Luck of the draw, they had some lucky plays in the last inning on defense, and a lucky play there by Solano not touching it for Garcia to get double play, as the first pitch by Solano is an off-speed pitch down low. It's a beautiful night here. It was 92 degrees earlier in the East Bay. In Pittsburg, it's down towards 87. The winds picked up, and no balls for home runs yet. A couple close calls. The next pitch by Solano. Off-speed pitch for ball 2.
The last time Solano pitched, he did an outstanding job. He did not give up a run until the Diamonds had an 11-0 lead. They won the game 14-5.
Next pitch, fouled off by Carter. I think if you're up 11-0, I think you couldn't allow 4 runs to come across the plate. Shouldn't be too much of any pressure on the pitcher there.
Well, we talked about it with Aaron Miles, and he was saying, I asked him, is it a bunch of malarkey, or can you really say to the pitcher, just throw the ball over the plate? You know, don't be cute. He said, yeah, I can say that. I prefer to say it to when they're getting hammered, saying, try to be cute. Don't throw it down the middle of the plate.
Solano not being cute here. The 2-1 pitch, a ground ball to the shortstop Garcia. He fields it, throws the first, gets the out. So after 3.5, the Diamonds going to get a chance to tie things up here. They trail 1-0.
The 90 feet between third base and home plate is some of the most important real estate in sports. That's why a coach is located there to help runners navigate the valuable turf. There is help for you, too, when you need to navigate real estate issues. Kroski Real Estate in Pittsburgh has been building strong communities since 1946. The family-owned and operated business is an expert on commercial property management, real estate sales, and residential property management. Kroski Real Estate is on Railroad Avenue in Old Town Pittsburgh. When you are making the turn for home, get the help you need from Kroski Real Estate.
Stadium, the Diamonds trail 1-0. I'm Shane Bennett. Alongside me is Scott McDonald. Jason Harper still on the mound for the Clippers, and Brett Solano still on the mound for the Diamonds. Due up for the Diamonds this inning is Joel Carranza, the DH, and Gabriel Bracamonte. Then we throw it to Wes Wallace at third, and possibly Patrick O'Donnell if anything can happen for the Diamonds this inning.
We are coming to you a couple of ways tonight. You can join us on Mixler.com. Of course, you're probably aware of how you're watching the game.
I hope so.
And but also, if you are unaware that there is a live stream telecast of the game, courtesy of Delta TV, you can see that on Comcast or on ATTU verse throughout Eastern and Central Contra Costa County, because the game includes the Martinez Clippers, so they have expanded coverage, and it's also streamed live on YouTube. Just go to the Pittsburgh Diamonds channel.
First pitch from Harper, a pop-up to the third baseman, Carranza. The shortstop going to actually field it, so Carranza makes a first pitch out here in the inning. Not really what you want out of your number 4 hitter, but
I've noticed he's the first ball swings a lot.
I noticed that last night. I've noticed it over the times that I sit near the dugout usually, that he's not afraid to attack first pitches. And usually they say it's the best pitch you're going to get, but you know, right there, unfortunately, it did lead to a quick out for Harper on the mound.
There's a lot of, the one goal is you want to get the best pitch, and if it's a pitch to hit, you should swing. Another goal, of course, is you're trying to get the pitch count for the starter up and hopefully get him out earlier. But so there are different theories, and Carranza definitely is a first pitch swinger.
You can at least say he has an approach to hit, and a lot of batters don't. As Bracamonte looks at strike one, Bracamonte in his first at bat, he did hit a single that the left fielder Richards had cut off and stopped him from getting a double, so a good play there for Richards early on in this game in the second inning. Next pitch from Harper. Fly ball in the right field, excuse me. Right fielder under it, catches it for out number 2, so 3 pitches in the inning for Harper so far have led to 2 outs. And that brings up the Diamond center fielder, the number 1 draft pick a few years ago, Wes Wallace. Wallace in his first at bat hit a high fly ball, towering fly ball to left field Unfortunately, it did go foul. Did not hook over the left field foul pole. You see the replay here on Bracamonte's fly out to right field. First pitch to Wallace, in for strike one. Next pitch from Harper, pitch down low for ball number one.
Wes is hitting 17 RBIs. He was in a kind of a battle there for the team lead, but he has cooled off recently, not on the batting average. His batting average has been going up, but his home runs and his RBIs have cooled off.
As Wes fouls one off towards the third base side. I know Wes Wallace in his last 7 games hitting around 320. Does have 8 hits, does have a couple of doubles, that being 4. And does have 2 home runs and 3 RBIs to his ledger. Does lead this team in home runs with 6. The 1-2 pitch to Wes Wallace. An on-speed pitch on the outside part of the plate. Called ball by home plate umpire Ron Adams. I know they was very close to being a strike, so Wes Wallace may have got a break there.
4 doubles would be a couple doubles.
You're right. For In-N-Out Burger, it's usually my meal of choice, but as Harper throws ball 3, down low. I know Wes Wallace did struggle early on in the year. He did have his home runs, but batting average was around the low 200s, but luckily for him, it's going higher and higher in the last couple of games. As Wes swings at a pitch in the dirt, strike 3. That's one of the things he does struggle with is a strikeout, and he strikes out here to end the 4th inning. So he finished 4 innings. Diamonds do trail 1-0 to go to the top of the 5th. The Clippers will look to add on.
If you've been there before, you know when your car breaks down on the freeway, you want quick, reliable service. You want All Counties Tow. With 20 years of experience, 7 locations in Northern California, and 50 trucks, All Counties Tow is the one to count on when you need roadside help. You can find them at allcotow.com or phone 925-709-0759 for fast, dependable service. Easy and painless. All Counties Tow.
Well, welcome back here to Winter Chevrolet Stadium. You're listening to Pittsburg Diamonds baseball as they take on the Martinez Clippers. The Diamonds are around the middle of the pack in the Pacific Association. The Clippers are in dead last, so this is a good chance for the Diamonds to gain some ground. They are 1 game under 500 in the year. Today could be the chance they reach 500 once again and kind of make their last 10 games be a 7-3 outing instead of 6-4.
That's an important milestone to get up to 500 because, you know, to be a winning club, you got to get there first.
As the first pitch to Wilkins Jimenez is fouled off.
And they're alone in 4th place at the moment, which would make them put them in the playoffs under the new system that they have here. You were mentioning Wallace's batting and strikeout issue. He's struck out 48 times. The number 2 batter on the team has struck out 25.
A line drive to the first baseman, Canelo, and he can't field it. So a base hit by Jimenez, the 3rd straight leadoff man to reach base safely for the Clippers. So Solano having a problem with the leadoff man so far in this game.
I was wrong. That was the 49th strikeout. And I want to make sure the numbers are correct.
Either way, still a total of double as we look at Jimenez's base hit here. A hard hit ball past Canelo. Canelo made a good attempt at the ball like Garcia did earlier in this game. So we have a man at first base. Canelo's going to hold him on. We have Maccabee, the 3rd baseman, up for the Clippers. Clippers do lead 1-0. Solano on the mound, out of the stretch. He has struggled out of the stretch so far in this game as his first pitch to Maccabee is a strike on the outside part of the plate.
Maccabee, the Diamonds are now playing their 4th game in a row against Martinez. He hasn't appeared in any of the previous games, so I'm not sure where he's been, but he's making his show tonight.
Diamonds do lead this series 2-1. early in the season series. They will play them later. The 0-1 pitch from Solano. Close pitch, maybe a little low for Ron Adams' liking, but count is now 1-1. But like you were saying, Scott Maccabee has not appeared in any games in this series so far. I'm sure the Clippers want to tie this season series as we head into July.
The Diamonds played now. This will be their sixth in a row against expansion clubs.
And a base hit over the second baseman of Blair is going to get into the gap. Jimenez is going to go ahead and go to 3 as the right fielder Smith does not field it cleanly. So the mistake by Smith lets Jimenez advance to third. Might be an error. We'll see what that score will go into the books as. It looks like it's not going to be an error on Smith, so we'll have a runner at third, a runner at first after the base hit by Maccabee. So Maccabee getting his first start in the series, has a base hit in his second at bat today's ball game, and he gets the Clippers. You see a replay here, their second man, or a man in scoring position.
Let's see if that should be an error. Well, it looks like it should be for the extra base, but he didn't get it, so I guess we won't argue about it.
I didn't think Jimenez was going to stop anyways, but Brett Smith probably should have fielded that ball cleanly. But either way, there's a man at third, there's a man at first for the Clippers, and nobody out in this inning. The Diamonds are in trouble. First pitch by Solano to the second baseman Perez. It's down low. Solano got out of a jam in the top of the third. He had bases loaded, nobody out. Only allowed 1 earned run. Looking to do the same thing here.
Yeah.
Next pitch, another pitch down low for ball number 2.
Every other inning he's faced the minimum until here in the 5th.
So the 3rd and the 5th inning, causing problems for Solano. I'm sure they'll have a double play here. Get them 2 outs, only allow 1 earned run again. Perez at the plate, Solano on the mound, Jimenez at third, Maccabee at first. The 2-0 pitch. A fastball line near the Diamonds dugout. So 2-1 is now the count on the Clipper second baseman.
That bases loaded situation sounds worse, but it's almost better because you know where the runners are going to be going and that they will be going. And that hesitation about whether the guy from third goes home or not sometimes can cause you to screw the whole thing up.
2-1 pitch.
Ooh.
Foul ball off Perez's foot. He looks a little frustrated with himself there. Maybe a little pain in the ankle. Those never feel good. Seems to be okay. But you're right, Scott. Bases loaded situation is a little better. Most corner infielders are coming home. Middle guys are going to second and first for double play ball. But here, I think the middle infielders know what they're doing. They're going second to first. But if the ball goes to Blatnick, you don't know. If the ball goes to the first baseman, you just don't know what's going to happen. It's a 2-2 pitch to Perez. It's a curveball for strike number 3. Time's been called, but I think that's just because the backswing by Perez did catch Bracamonte's helmet. But we do have 1 out now. The Diamonds, all they need is a ground ball up the middle, double play ball, and then no run scored, and they can get out of it.
Well, Blatnick in that 3rd inning with the bases loaded got a ground ball, and he immediately went home, almost overthrew the plate, but he went home and got the runner at home. And so, but he knew that was where the runner at third had to go to the plate, so it was easy to make that decision. Anyway, we'll see what happens here with 1 out.
So Barrios is going to take his hacks for the guy at third and first. And you saw that replay, Bracamonte getting hit in the back of the helmet. And Bracamonte, you may be able to see his Houston Astros logo on the back of his helmet. Did play for the AA affiliate for the Astros. So he's repping his old team, repping the 2017 World Series champions. And the first pitch to the shortstop Barrios is a fastball down low.
And, that does go through an entire organization, down to the minor league teams, et cetera. They're all part of that excitement, and they all celebrate it in a season like this.
It's not just the fans. It's not just the major league team. It's single A, double A, triple A, and every single affiliate throughout there. And so I'm sure there's much pride throughout the Houston. As Solano throws a pitch inside, almost catches Barrios. Luckily for Solano, it doesn't clip the shortstop. Didn't clip the Clippers shortstop there.
Well, Martinez Clippers. My father was a pilot for Pan Am, and I was Clippers or Pan American Clippers. That's what their airplanes were called.
All right.
When you called the tower Clipper 571.
Solano throws a fastball high for ball number 3. So 3-0 to Barrios. The Clippers shortstop, the runner at third and first is the situation. 1 out. 3-0 count to Barrios. The 3-0 pitch is a ball down low, so ball 4. Four straight balls.
Bases loaded. You got the bases loaded.
You got what you asked for here. Either way, it would have been a double play situation, but it's going to bring up Jimmy Lunardelli Jr., the DH for the Clippers. So could be Blatnick touches third and goes to first. Could be a 6-4-3. Could be a 1-2-3. We just don't know. But either way, all we know, the Diamonds need a double play to get out of the inning. Solano out of the windup with the bases loaded. The first pitch to Lunardelli Jr.
I think I know what Solano's problem is.
What? What?
I interrupted your call of pitch, but you know, when he pitches not from the stretch, he stands on the top of the mound and he's got this big wide stance up there, like he's Mr. In charge. But when he's pitching from the stretch, he doesn't have that.
Could be a thing. I know pitching is always about dominance. You want to show the hitter that you're the dominant force on the mound, and maybe Solano wants a mind thing, but I know we've seen in almost every game he's pitched, he's gone 5 innings, he's gone 6, 7, 8, and he's gone even 9 last time, and so who knows what it is, but all I know is the Diamonds have 2 strikes here on Lunardelli Jr., and they got to get double play to get out of the inning unscathed and keep the score 1-0. Solano out of the windup, the 0-2 pitch. A ground ball to the third base side, leaning foul, and it's going to stay foul as Blatnick picks it up. So it could have been a close play there, but Blatnick with the smart pickup.
Would have been hard to throw that ball coming behind Jimenez, who's a big guy, and it would have been blocking the view of Bracamonte at the plate, who he would have to throw to. But they're, they know how to deal with that. Still, it would have been an issue.
I don't think there's any chance they get the runner at home there. I think one would have to score because there's no way he goes to third or second on that. You have to go to first, so maybe a break there for the Diamonds again. The 0-2 pitch, a ground ball to the third baseman, Blatnick. He touches third, throws the first, and he gets the out. So the Diamonds work out of trouble in the top of the 5th inning. Solano gets double play, a 5-3 double play. And the Diamonds are going to go to the bottom of the 5th inning, down 1-0 with a chance here to tie this ball game up early. You see the replay here. Blatnick touches third. Smart play there by a third baseman. A throw across the diamond to Canelo and gets the out. So the Diamonds, smart defense here in the top of the 5th inning as they go to the bottom of the 5th. Do it for the Diamonds is O'Donnell, Canelo, and Garcia. As Patrick O'Donnell walks into the plate. So the Diamonds are down 1-0. Harper, Jason Harper, that being still on the mound for the Clippers. So O'Donnell, then Canella, then Garcia. And the first pitch to O'Donnell is an off-speed pitch on the outside part of the plate for strike number 1. If you're now joining us, the Clippers are leading 1-0. They do have 5 hits on no errors. The Diamonds have 3 hits on 1 error. It's been a rather quiet game so far for both offenses who lit up the scoreboard while they were in Martinez. So O'Donnell flips one towards second baseman over his head. O'Donnell will get this inning started off the right way with a single for the Diamonds.
I'm sure we'll get a replay of this. It was just barely out of the second baseman's reach. Perez trying, but he couldn't quite get there.
As you see it here, O'Donnell flips over a second baseman. Perez's head just over his head. So Perez almost had a Gold Glove type play there for the Clippers, but O'Donnell's on first base, gets the batting average up even higher, and that brings up the newest Diamond, Cos Canella. Canella hit a high fly ball to left field as a pickoff play here by Harper, as O'Donnell's going to slide in easily. Diamonds now have 4 hits on the day. They do have a chance here to get some runs on the board. Cos Canella is the batter. Runner goes back to first. Pickoff play. He's going to get in there safe, so a rather weird delayed kind of fake steal by O'Donnell could have been costly, but luckily he's back in there safe. May have seen something when he started running he didn't like.
This is exceptionally out of character for the recent games that the Diamonds have played. I'll read you the scores of the most recent games, and you'll see.
1-0 pitch, a ground ball to the third baseman. McAbee throws the second baseman, flip to first. It's going to be past the first baseman, so the second base, O'Donnell's out at second base, but Canelo reaches first base on the fielder's choice.
The Diamonds in the last 7 games, they lost 11-10. They lost 12-5. They won 13-5. They won 15-11. They won 9-7. Here's a replay on that play, and it goes past the first baseman. They lost to the Clippers 7-9, and last night they won 11-3. So the least number of runs scored in each one in those games was 14, and tonight it's 1-0.
You know, the Diamonds in their last 10 games have outscored their opponents 90-70. It's been a rather offensive outburst as Jose Garcia looks at strike one there. And going back to the replay where the first baseman for the Clippers, Etheridge, I thought the ball got past him, but he dropped that ball. So it technically could be an error in the books for the Clippers, but not going to go on the official scores book as an error. So what we know is Garcia's at the plate and the ball was just fouled off of his leg.
I have never seen a ball fall off of a player and then go onto the playing field with that authority and like it was a ground ball to short. And that should give you an idea of how hard it went off of his body.
I'm sure it does not feel good. No. I'm sure Garcia does not feel good right now. I know he has the Nike shin guard on, but it looked to get him above the shin guard, so hopefully that's not the case. Seems to be okay. Get back in the box. There's 0-2 count on Garcia. Canella at first. Harper on the mound. The 0-2 pitch. Slider outside for ball number 1. We're here at Winter Chevrolet Stadium. Diamonds trail 1-0. The 1-2 pitch. A ground ball to the third baseman, McAbee again. A tough play because the sun going to get by him. And Garcia is going to reach base safely. So now the Diamonds have a runner at second and first with only 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning.
That is a tough play. And for everybody on the left side of the infield and in left field, this is a very dangerous part of the game for them defensively because you can just lose that ball in this bright sunshine that's hitting your face.
I know it's tough here. I played here myself. The sun's always been a problem. Whether there was a dirt infield or a grass infield, the sun doesn't change there. It doesn't matter how much and you see the sun now shining through the trees here at Winter Chevrolet Stadium in City Park in Pittsburgh. It's not fun if you play on the left side of the infield, whether it's center or short or left field. It's just not fun. We saw the sun make a play there for the Diamonds. First pitch to Brett Smith, the right fielder for the Diamonds, is a fastball outside and low.
Especially dangerous at third base where some hard line drives can come, and if you don't get the ball off the bat, you could be in trouble.
We're just called the hot corner, and right now it's not just because it's third base, because also the sun's shining right there as
yeah.
Brett Smith fouls strike 1 into the glove of the catcher Jimenez. So the Diamonds threatening here. Guy at second, a man at first, that being Canella at second, and Garcia at first. And the man with the highest batting average on the team, Brett Smith, at the plate. He has reached base twice today, a walk and then a base hit. Is a 1-1 count. The pitch. A ground ball at the third baseman again. Maccabee, and he misses it. Canella's getting waved home, and he's going to reach in safely. The Diamonds have tied this ball game up on a Brett Smith base hit.
And Canella gets to score his first run as a Pittsburg Diamond to give the Diamonds a tie.
We do have a change of scoring. It actually is going to be an E5 on the play. So Maccabee, 2 tough plays there at third back-to-back. The first one on an error, this one an error. So going to go as an unearned run in the book for Harper. See the replay here. A tough play there by Maccabee. As he misses it there, makes Canelo go ahead and score the tying run for the Diamonds. Garcia and Smith did stay at second and first on the play, but that brings up Morgan Bladnick. Bladnick, who had around an 8-pitch at bat his last time, as we get a time called by the pitching coach of the Clippers. Nobody in the bullpen, just wanted to talk things up. But back to Bladnick. Bladnick had 8-pitch at bat, then he did get a single, which made it first and third for the Diamonds. They didn't score a run there, obviously, but now he has a chance here to get his 11th RBI in the last 7 games they've played.
Well, he has been hot, and he's been. If you're gonna be hot getting walks, he's been. He's been hot. The Diamonds come in tonight, as you said, trying to get back to the 500 mark, and they are alone in 4th place. So they have their eyes on what's ahead of them, and that would be 2nd place, tied between Vallejo and San Rafael first, Vallejo and Sonoma. They're 3 games behind the 2nd place teams. Right now, we have a score from Vallejo in the bottom of the 2nd. The Admirals are leading the Stompers 4-1.
First pitch to Bladnick, an off-speed pitch up high for ball 1. I talked about earlier Brett Smith's OBP being around 515 to enter the game, and how astonishing that is and how good that is. But Morgan Bladnick tops him with the 533 OBP, and he already has a hit tonight. So Bladnick and Smith are the guys you want up for the Diamonds if you want to score some runs or at least get men on base. Next pitch is a pitch down low, so 2-0 is the count to Bladnick.
We talked to Aaron Miles about Bladnick and his walks, and he said, yes, he's patient, he has a good eye, he is willing to take, the pitch and work for the walk, and of course, it's very valuable. It's what the managers preach against when they lose. Giving up the walk is what costs you the game.
And well, Bladnick's been hot so far. I don't think getting on base is anything Aaron Miles is going to complain about. Aaron Miles is not here tonight.
So
we're going manager by committee, so he's not going to complain about anything. But his Diamonds do have this game tied up in this inning after a Brett Smith error, you could say, or should have been a single. But either way, it's a 2-2 count. And Brett Smith's at first base, and Jose Garcia's at second, and Canella did score. So
yeah, Jay Armendral is managing tonight, but then over the weekend he said Aaron will be gone and he'll be gone, and so Roland and Bobby and Joe Torrey out in the third base coaching box, we're going to have the responsibilities. I said, well, at least there are 3 of them. There won't be a tie vote. What to do.
I mean, you're in a Jersey tonight. You can probably manage the weekend too.
Well, maybe, but that would be a tie if it was just Jay and me. I don't know how you take a vote on whether the runner should go from first every time.
Who's ever managing this team is in good hands. They have a good coaching staff here. Joe Torrey, who's been a Diamonds player this year. He's at third tonight, and Bladnick gets a line drive in the gap. The center fielder is not going to get there. Garcia is going to score easily. Brett Smith's going to be waved home. It's going to be close. No, it's not, folks. Brett Smith has scored as well. And Morgan Bladnick, a 2-run RBI double by Morgan Bladnick, opens this game up for the Diamonds, making it 3-1.
It's like he's saying, take that for talking about me getting bases on balls. He hit all that one, and I thought the center fielder had a shot at it, but Carter could not quite get there, and then it went on the way to the wall, and the Diamonds just ran around the bases.
So Bladnick at second, gets his 10th hit in the last 7 games, get his 11th and 12th RBIs on that play. It gets the OBP up, an overall great play there for Bladnick, an overall great play there and great hit there for the Diamonds as Rafael Valera steps in the box for his third at bat of the ball game. Valera does lead this team in RBIs. He has 24 on the year, looking for his 25th on the season. Harper going to keep Blatnick honest at second. Don't want any stolen bases there for the Clippers, making it easier for an RBI. As you see this play again, center fielder took a bad angle on the ball. You could probably say there, the center fielder being Carter. Just out of reach of his glove. Luckily, he got by him. Allowed 2 runs to score for the Diamonds. And we're back here to Valera's at bat. And he hits a ground ball to the third baseman, kind of in the hole. The baseman's going to field it, throw to first base, down low, and Valera is going to beat that out. So an infield single for Rafael Valera makes it a first and second for the DH, the funny man, the relaxed in the dugout type of guy, somewhat of a team captain, the veteran, Joel Carranza.
That's a big introduction. That's a lot of rolls. Here's a replay of that deep ground ball to short that he beat out at first, and there wasn't even much of a question about it. He was well past the base, really.
And one thing I've seen from Valera is that he has his confidence back. He hit well to begin the year. He just couldn't, after that, he couldn't do anything. Couldn't field very well. He wasn't hitting very well as the first pitch to Carranza's down low. But recently, in the last 7 games, he's hitting .333. Obviously, he gets the BP up here, but he seems to have his confidence back. He's playing third and he's playing second. And you might have to question if the move from shortstop was a thing that kind of helped him out, or maybe it was some time on the bench that helped him out. But either way, he's hitting well. As Carranza hits one in the hole, Blatnick's going to get sent home. Actually, going to get held up by Joe Torre at the last second. So Carranza gets the single after the Valera single, after the Blatnick double, and the Diamonds have bases loaded with Gabriel Bracamonte at the plate.
There's a mystery man throwing in the bullpen for the Clippers. He's number 40. We don't have a 40 on our roster. I'll see if maybe they've signed someone or something. And they don't have, and I checked because I've seen enough of this. Here's a replay of Carranza's base hit, and it'll go into left field. Torre, you're right, just holds up Valera as he was racing around third and saying, and I think it was a good call. I think it would have been very close at the plate.
So good call by Joe Torre to hold the runner at third, that being Blatnick. Harper's day's over, that being Jason Harper for the Clippers. We're not sure who's coming in the game, but when we get that information, we will give it to you. The Diamonds lead 3-0, have the bases loaded in the bottom of the 5th inning. They scored 3 runs this inning. They've had 4 hits. They've had a lot of good at-bats, had a lot of short at-bats, had a lot of long at-bats. You know, Carranza had the first pitch single. We always talk about that, Scott. You know, the first pitch is Carranza's favorite. He went after it, and he got the single.
Then he went, that's last time. Was this the first pitch or the second pitch this time?
It was a second pitch, excuse me, second pitch. You're right, you're right.
I thought I was going to say he took a long time. He sat around, waited for the second pitch. I don't see any updates on the Clippers roster that would indicate who the mystery man is, number 40. Does anyone have 40?
I guess we'll just sit here and call him number 40 until we can get some information on him. So number 40's coming in the game. Not sure who he is, but we'll do our best here. So number 40's name is Drew Bravo.
Oh, he pitched the other night.
Drew Bravo so far in the season. He's appeared in 4 games. He's pitched 4 2/3 innings. He's given up 5 hits on 2 earned runs. He has walked 2 people as well. But the strikeout total is even more impressive. He has 13 strikeouts on the year and only 4.2 innings. So he is pretty much averages 3 strikeouts an inning, which is incredible to think about.
They, I was doing the Martinez games, and Martinez where you do a lot of Martinez games, and I was talking to it was between innings, and they were bringing in a new pitcher the other night, and their official scorekeeper turns to me and between innings and says, "Bravo," and I said. And I thought, well, wasn't that nice of him? And I realized later that he was telling me the new pitcher's name and not commenting on my play-by-play. Bravo.
So Bravo, not referring to Scott's commentary. He used for number 35, wearing number 40 tonight, and Drew is spelled D-R-U-E, so interesting name there. An interesting way he throws the ball, and we'll see that here on the TV screen. Wherever you're listening or watching, the Diamonds are leading 3-1. Drew Bravo, as you see the first pitch from Bravo, is an off-speed pitch, popped up behind the backstop here at Winter Chevrolet Stadium. Gabriel Bracamonte is the batter. Bracamonte did have the lone hit for the Diamonds earlier in this game, but obviously they have 7 more they've added on since the second. Bracamonte did join this Diamonds team a couple weeks back. So he hits another fly ball. But Bracamonte, although he did join this Diamonds team a couple weeks back, that hasn't held him back from hitting. Bracamonte is third on this team in home runs with 2, tied with Blatnick, who's at third base. So he does have power, does know how to, is useful with the bat, but the count is 0-2 for the pitch from Bravo. A fly ball to the outfield, could get down, could be trouble. Right fielder's going to make the catch. Blatnick's going to tag. The throw home is going to be late. Blatnick doesn't slide. Could have been close call there, but Blatnick gets in there, and the Diamonds have another run on the board.
They do have another run on the board, and I think you've got the momentum, and the right fielder, Decker, was on a full run trying to get that ball, and he would not set up to throw it to home plate when he made the catch. So that worked in the Diamonds' favor, and Blatnick, of course, got across the plate. Here's another look at it. Watch him make the catch, and he is running at full speed to get this ball, and he stretched out. So he has to come to a stop before he could throw it to home.
As you can see, there wasn't really any momentum on Decker in right field. He pretty much had to catch and throw as soon as he could, but worked out for the Diamonds as Wes Wallace hits a high pop-up. Catcher Jimenez seems to be under it. Pitcher's under it. No one knows who's under it. And the ball's going to drop. So lack of communication, the downfall for the Clippers infield there.
They have had a hard time. They had a hard time at Martinez on that same kind of play, that pop-up. And Martinez has so little foul territory. But you're right, I think
we're going to see it again here.
There's no clear idea of who was actually going to make the call, but Jimenez thought he had a beat on it.
Official score is going to be an E2, so Jimenez gets written down as an error for Jimenez on the play. So also the play, the count is 0-1. Carranza at first, Valera at second. Diamonds lead 4-1. The next pitch from Bravo, a line drive, fly ball to left field, going to be caught by Richards. So after 5 innings, the Diamonds score 4 in the bottom half, making the score 4-1. We're going to head to the top of the 6th inning, see if the Clippers can answer.
Now batting for Martinez, right fielder Will Decker.
Back here at Winter Chevrolet Stadium, Diamonds lead 4-1. They did score 4 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Due up for the Clippers in this inning, it is the right fielder Decker, then Etheridge, then Richards. So the right fielder, first baseman, and left fielder are due up for the Clippers in this inning. Brett Solano is still on the mound. The first pitch from Solano is fouled off by Decker. As it gets later here, it's around 7:35. The shadows start to creep in. Third base, the sun at third base doesn't become that much of a problem anymore. But the sun should shine in there a little bit. Bladnick standing right under the sun, actually, as Solano gets Decker to swing through an off-speed pitch up high. This is the replay here. This fouled it right back.
You know, we're well aware of the fire this afternoon, late afternoon in Concord, and we just want to say,
Ground ball to second baseman Valera, flips to first, gets the out. So out number 1 on the play for Solano. Gets Decker to ground out to Valera.
We do want to say that if you or anyone you know has been affected by this, our thoughts are with you. We hope that everybody is okay. I know that they were evacuating homes, and we're afraid that some of those homes would burn down. So we have not had an update. If we do get any kind of information that was relevant, we would share it with you. But we just wanted to say we hope everyone is okay.
We do know it's near Ignacio, right?
Right, Ignacio Valley Road. Just over the hill, you can see a big plume of smoke driving into the game this afternoon.
You can see a little bit in right field here on the hills. Hopefully everyone's okay. Hopefully homes are okay as Solano throws a fastball in for strike 1 to Etheridge. Ignacio Valley Road is a major part of Concord Walnut Creek area, home to Ignacio Valley High School. Very closed-in area there, not a lot of space, a lot of hills. As Etheridge hits a ground ball up the middle, Valera fields it, throws the first, and he's going to get the out. Rafael Valera.
Unbelievable.
With the reach, the grab, and the throw to first. Rafael Valera with a great play there and a great stretch there by Canella to get the out.
Did you see Garcia's reaction at second base? He was dancing around. He was like frozen stiff. It was funny to watch what he did. Oh my God, what a play this is!
Let's see the replay here.
He had to leap and throw it back as his whole body of momentum is going out to the outfield, and he gets it there in time.
So Rafael Valera may have found a new home at second base. He's played short and third this year. He's second to 9. He's making great plays. He's having good offense. As the first pitch to Richards is down low from Solano.
Of course, Valera has been everywhere. I mean, second base has probably been the most, but he's played at third a lot, and he played even on one day it's first, I believe. I remember.
So he's played the infield. As Solano throws ball number 2. He also played the outfield for the Twins affiliates. So he's pretty much played everywhere in his career. But he seems to be comfortable at second base after that great play we saw tonight. The 2-0 pitch swung through for strike number 1 by Richards.
The Diamonds have a richness of infielders, which
they do,
and they have performed that way. It's not been like trying to find someone to replace someone who's not performing. It's try to find someone to let them all play, and because they're all contributing.
We have an update on the fire. It's heading towards Mount Diablo.
Oh, really?
Mount Diablo Hills, so it is spreading out.
Is it still out of control?
As we have a broken bat here. Ground ball to Garcia. Throws the first base and gets out number 3. So the fire is increasing and it is stretching out. We hope everyone's okay. We'll send our thoughts and prayers out to you. We'll see the replay here. The broken bat splits in half to the short baseman Garcia, but an easy play for the shortstop makes out number 3. After 5.5, the Diamonds lead 4-1. A 4-1 Diamonds lead takes us into the bottom of the 6th inning. Do it for the Diamonds in this inning is Patrick O'Donnell, Cos Canella, and then Jose Garcia. We do have some more news on that fire. It was a 150-acre fire in the Concord Ignacio Valley area, and apparently is 50% contained, so almost gone. Good news for any homes or any people affected by that. Anyone who could be affected by that, it is almost over 50% contained. But back to Diamonds baseball.
And it's a good reminder as the 4th of July is coming up at how, the entire state is just a fireplace, and everybody needs to be careful.
So O'Donnell fouls one off, and you're right, Scott. I know the heat may bring snakes in from the hills, but it also can cause fires here with the, we said Kirker Pass is a very dry kind of area during this time, and a lot of the Ignacio Valley areas are dry as well. It's not a wet grass that we have there.
There's a lot of research about snakes I'm going to share with you.
As next pitch by Bravo is up high for ball number 1.
You know what the most important characteristics are to predict that someone's going to be bitten by a rattlesnake?
I have no idea.
18 years old and drunk.
That does make, I feel like a lot of bad decisions happen then. A lot of bad things will happen if you're 18 years old and drunk, as Bravo throws strike 2.
That snake. Oh, I know. Yeah, I do.
It's about the age you may need to be bit by a snake to wake you up, but we'll see. It's 1-2 the count to Patrick O'Donnell, the Diamonds left fielder. The 1-2 pitch, and he swings through the changeup for out number 1 and strike 3. So Bravo gets his first K on the day. That brings up the new Diamond for the day. Was signed just before this game started. It's first baseman Cos Canella.
There was told that he came from the Clippers, but you looked up Baseball Reference and you didn't see any Clippers information, did you?
I did not. I didn't see any Pacific Association affiliates as he swings through a pitch for strike number 1, but he has been around the independent circuit. He's only 24 years old, so he's fairly young. He did play for the Schaumburg Boomers in the Frontier League there out of Illinois, so he did hit around 196 there as he looks at ball 1.
Maybe it was on his way to Martinez. He got intercepted.
Maybe. That could have been the possibility.
Didn't quite make it that far.
So the count's 1-1 to Canella. He's going to foul one straight back to the backstop for strike number 2. The wind has seemed to die down. The American flag in center field isn't moving anymore as it was in the earlier innings, so it's going to be a dry heat from now on. It's around 84, 85 degrees. The 1-2 pitch to Canelo was fouled off out of play.
The dry heat, that's a famous Palm Springs. It's 115, but it's a dry heat. Okay.
Very Southern California-esque night here in the East Bay. The 1-2 pitch to Canella. A curveball flipped up in the air in the infield. Bravo seems to be under it. The first baseman calls him off and makes the basket catch. It was close. I know they always say pitchers need to get out of the way there, but I know some pitchers say pitchers are athletes as well. But a good job there by the first baseman Etheridge to call up the pitcher Bravo, excuse me.
He almost knocked that ball away from the first baseman. It was that close.
You can see it here.
And you can see coming off the mound is Bravo there, but racing in is the first baseman. And they both think they're going to catch the ball, but the first baseman, Etheridge, makes the catch.
The pitchers are always told, get out of the way, get out of the way. You shouldn't be in the area. Run as far away as you can. And Bravo didn't do that, and he almost cost his team a hit, but there's 2 outs down. Garcia's at the plate in the first pitch. 2 Garcia is high for ball 1.
Matty Doxter is throwing in the bullpen now for the Clippers.
The next pitch from Bravo. Pitch down low for ball number 2. Brett Solano so far in this game, he's only allowed 5 hits for the Diamonds. They do only have 1 run. So Brett Solano pitching like Brett Solano usually does. He's already gone 6 innings. He hasn't gone an outing without going 5 as Garcia hits a ball in the gap, in the right center field gap. It gets by the right fielder. Garcia is going to go ahead and take 2 on the plays as his elbow guard falls off in between first and second. So Garcia gets a 2-out double. Makes things a little interesting for the pitcher Bravo in this Diamonds offense. Top of the order is coming up for the Diamonds. Brett Smith is the batter now. See the replay here. Once again, maybe a bad angle by this Clippers outfield. Allows the runner to advance.
Well, Garcia's got speed. I thought he might have a chance for a triple, actually, on that, but he stopped at second. The Diamonds, as we told you, have played all of these games with, I think we said 14 was the lowest number of runs in the last 7 games. 4-1 is not a very safe lead. They need more to be feeling pretty good.
We'll have a chance here. There's a Aussie pitch down low, blocked by Jimenez. A good block there by the catcher. Doesn't let Garcia advance. So runner at second. 2 outs. Diamonds have a chance to add some more on if Brett Smith can come through.
Smith tonight is 1 for 3, so not 1 for 2, so he's doing better than his batting average.
Hitting around 500 tonight. Usually hits around 300. His next pitch is outside for ball number 2. Smith hitting 407 in his last 7 games. He has 12 hits, 2 RBIs, 5 walks, and the WP is astronomical in the 500, like we said plenty of times tonight. The 2-0 pitch, hit off the end of the bat by Smith, fouled off behind the plate.
Well, Drew Bravo is trying to keep the Diamonds close. That's so frustrating if you are within like 3 runs like they are, and then all of a sudden the other team just seems to slip ahead farther, and you can see the game going away.
As Brett Smith shoots one past the first baseman Etheridge, Garcia being waved home. The throw to the plate is going to be off, and Garcia is going to score. So a 2-out rally, a 2-out double by Garcia, then a 2-out single by Brett Smith adds the Diamonds the 5th run of the ball game.
Yeah, that ball was hit hard enough that the Clippers had a play at the plate, despite the fact that Garcia is so fast. But the throw was a little bit offline, and I'm not sure it would have gotten him anyway. We can take a look here, and you be the judge. There goes in the right field behind the diving Etheridge. The right fielder Decker picks it up, and here comes his throw, and Garcia scores.
First pitch to Bladnick inside for ball 1, but going back to that single by Brett Smith, I don't think an arm like Vladimir Guerrero would have even got the runner going home. Jose Garcia is so fast and didn't need to slide or anything. He just ran right at home and went in standing up and got this Diamonds team that 5th run of the ball game. The next pitch to Bladnick, an off-speed pitch down towards the knees for ball number 2. You talked about games slipping away for the Martinez Clippers. The Martinez Clippers are kind of fighting for any win they can. They are 4-21 on this year. They are 1-9 in their last 10 games, looking to evade a 0-10 in the last 10. So they're doing their best as Bladnick fouls his next pitch off.
They won their first home game on Wednesday against the Pittsburg Diamonds, and the PA announcer at the end of the game said he just couldn't get himself to announce they'd finally gotten their first home win this late in the season.
Runner goes, pitch inside, throw to second. Gonna get there, but the runner's gonna get in there safely. So Brett Smith, a single, then a stolen base, puts the hottest hitter on this Diamonds team, gives Morgan Bladnick a chance with the runner at scoring position again with 2 outs in the inning.
I said, well, not only is that an important event that should be mentioned anyway, no matter what, but people like to know they're part of history.
Yes.
I was back in the day. I was there the first time they won at home.
As Bladnick walks here, you're right, Scott. I think anyone, no matter what the history is, likes to say they like to be a part of it as long as it's good. I know when the Giants won their first World Series in 2010, it took them 54 years to do it, but it was a big deal, and obviously that's Major League Baseball, so you're gonna have to announce that. But even the ones after that, you have to think that in 2012 and 2014, that even young kids who are born say I'm part of history still. It doesn't matter what it is, but I think announcing the first Martinez home win is something you need to announce.
I wrote an essay about listening to Willie Mays' 600th home run, and there are some losing occasions that are worth mentioning.
You're right. There really are. You look at LeBron James when they lost a couple years ago to the Warriors. As Valera looks at strike number 1, it's even the losing side of history isn't always a bad side to be on at certain times. It may not be good in the moment, but still historical in the sports world.
Speaking of LeBron James and all the people excited about the fact he's now going to be a free agent. Didn't Michael Jordan go play baseball?
He did.
Well, hello, LeBron James. How do you like Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh, the LA of Northern California.
That's right here, baby.
1-1 count to Valera. Swings, flies one out of play, but it's an interesting time in the NBA. LeBron James opted out today. DeAndre Jordan opted out for the Clippers. I know Kevin Durant's reworking his deal. Warriors are also interested in Stephen Curry's brother, so Seth Curry could be there. So it's an interesting time in the NBA. A lot of big stars moving around or could be moving around. But if LeBron James wants to play baseball, the Diamonds are always open to it.
We're here.
The 1-2 pitch.
Help him move up.
High for ball number 2. Runner at second, runner at first for the Diamonds, a 2-2 count. You can say deuce is wild, 2-2 count, 2 outs. Number 2 at the plate, that being Valera. The pitch popped up towards right field. Right fielder's under it, is going to make the catch, and that's going to be out number 3. So the Diamonds add 1. A Jose Garcia double and a Brett Smith single extends this Diamonds lead 5-1. We'll be back here for the top of the 7th inning. It'll be Scott McDonald and Tony Schultz. We'll finish this game up after we see this replay of the out. But so Tony Schultz will come back. I'll go ahead to PA, and Scott McDonald and Tony Schultz will finish this game here for you. Thank you for having me, Scott.
Thank you for doing such a fine job.
It's been a fun time. I'll be back here tomorrow, so we'll do this all again.
Okay, good.
So I guess I'll say goodbye, and Scott will go ahead and take over.
Well, welcome back here to Winter Chevrolet Stadium. Scott McDonald with Tony Schultz. And thank you to Sterling Bennett for doing such a fine job with the play-by-play and the analyst position there for 6 innings. And now he's handling the public address announcing, which was expertly handled by Mr. Schultz. And now he's returned to his familiar place here on the broadcast. Giving us a little Johnny Carson motion there.
The golden baritone.
The first pitch for Solano here is a ball. 1 ball and no strikes as he faces Matt Richards to lead off the 7th inning. The next pitch is ball 2. It's 2-0. Solano went 9 innings, got a complete game victory his last start. And that was the game where he did not give up a run till the Diamonds had an 11-0 lead. The 2-0 pitch swung on a miss for a strike, and I think it got the home plate umpire. And that was not a happy place for it to happen. He is going to take a break.
Yeah, Ron Adams immediately bent over at the waist and going to give him a little time to shake out the cobwebs. And that's why if you're going to be umpiring, you'd rather be out there on the bases.
Right. But unfortunately, oh, here comes the replay. It's going to be off the bat and bounces up. And, oh, yeah, it was just as bad as you thought it was. Oh, boy. So Ron is apparently doing all right. He's going to go back to his position and call some balls and strikes. You can see Bracamonte talking to him and making sure he's okay.
Yeah, just umpiring's a tough job. I mean, you're almost never agreed with, and you know, when you're behind the plate, you take the bumps and bruises just like a catcher.
2-1 count. The 2-1 pitch is fouled straight back. And, you know, you think about that play, that ball fouled straight back with great force. Misses both Bracamonte and the umpire. But then tonight it missed our usual PA announcer, Paula. She's not here, and she likes to get out of the way of those balls. But she is celebrating her birthday, I think, at the A's game today. So happy birthday to you, Paula, a day late. 2-2 count here with Brett Solano. Matt Richards at the plate. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the seventh, 5-1. Diamonds pitches high on his side. And now it's a full count to the left fielder for Martinez.
Boy, everything just coming together here for the Diamonds. Good starting pitching, good timely hitting. He's playing a great ball game right now.
This pitch ground ball right up the middle, and it's going to be a base hit. Not even Rafael Valera could stop that and throw him out. How about that play by Valera last inning? That was just a thing of beauty. This is a ground ball right up the middle past the mound and on into center field. So Richards is on at first, and coming up to the plate is Devin Carter, who has grounded out twice. Five runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Diamonds. 1 run, 6 hits, and 2 errors. Jimenez is up here at the plate. And I must be 1 player behind. I don't know how that happened. But anyway, nobody out. A runner at first. It's Clippers catcher, Wilkins Jimenez, who has 2 hits on the day already. Steps in here. No balls and 1 strike to him.
You know, a lot of times you play 4 games against a team, 4-game series in the majors. Sometimes you're happy to split 4. In this situation with the Diamonds against the Clips, they really need to take 3 or 4.
They do need to do that, and they are now completing 6 straight games against expansion teams, and their record is 4-1. And if they win, they will be 5-1. And going into this part of the season, there was a hope that that would be a thing to allow them to kind of right the ship, and so far it has, but it's not. Tonight is just part of the story. They need to complete this, and next week they have 4 middle of the week games against Napa and Martinez.
You know, Martinez obviously a big struggle for them, but Napa's finding some struggles lately after playing much better early in the season.
They lost their big bat, Nick Gatto, so that has had an impact, and I'm not sure. I'm sure there's some other things going on there. 5-1 the Diamonds lead here. No balls and 2 strikes to Jimenez, the catcher, and the pitch to him here is lifted to foul to the right side, and it's going to fall harmlessly. Count stays no balls and 2 strikes. Alan Maccabee is on deck. He also is 2 for 2 on the night. Solano has just not pitched in, I don't know how you say it, a loud fashion, a fashion that draws attention to him. I guess he doesn't get a lot of strikeouts or whatever, but he has just been great this season. This pitch is lined to right center field, and that's going to be a base hit. Down to second as the right fielder Smith stumbles a bit as he picks up the ball, and going on to third is Carter as Jimenez gets a line drive base hit to right center, and Smith stumbles a little bit, and Carter took advantage of that to go down to third.
You know, a nice slap ball into right center field, and it looked like the right fielder Smith did slip a little bit because the runner at second, Devin, looked like he was willing to stay at second base, and then he's on now to third base, and you know, you can charge Smith with an error on that by giving up third base.
McAbee will step in here. Runners at the corners. There's nobody out. And if the 7th inning sounds like a familiar trouble spot for the Diamonds, it has been all week against these Clippers. This pitch is high and inside for a ball. It's 1-0. In Martinez on Tuesday and Wednesday, the Diamonds went into the 7th inning with a 4-run lead and came out of it tied. They gave up a grand slam on Tuesday, and they gave up 3 home runs in the 7th on Wednesday. This pitch swung on and lifted to right center field. Over comes Wallace. He's underneath it. He's got it. Tagging at third is Carter, and he will make it home easily, as that was very deep, that fly ball. Wallace never had a chance. And so that's out number 1. And scoring is Devin Carter. The score is now 5-2.
We talked early about mitigating the damage, and Brett Solano was so great in that bases loaded situation. Nobody out, pitching around an error in the 3rd, only giving up the 1 run. And here you give up the sacrifice fly, Scott, and you get the 1st out, and you still lead by 3. So, and you can see the situation. You're not trying to throw out the runner at home plate here. Just throw it into second, keep this other runner out of scoring position.
Solano set to go. 1 out now. Runner at first. If it just swung on and missed by Luis Perez. And the count is 0-1. He struck out his last time up. Reached on an error and then was out at second base on a fielder's choice.
And add to that, the Diamonds keep the double play in order. So if they can get a ground ball hit at one of the infielders, hopefully they can turn 2. I think they've done that a couple of times tonight.
0-1 count and the 0-1 pitch. Curveball stays high, and it's going to be 1 ball and 1 strike. The Diamonds looking to go to 500 as they head to the weekend against San Rafael and Sonoma, 1 game each. And then next week, of course, is the 4th of July. This pitch is fouled back. The 1 ball and 2 strikes. They will play at Napa on Tuesday, and that game has been moved up. It will start at 5 o'clock in Napa at Napa Valley College. And then on Wednesday, 4th of July, the Diamonds will be home against these Clippers, and that game will start at 5 o'clock as well. All military veterans will be admitted for free as the Diamonds have a salute to the armed forces tonight. This pitch is swung on into deep center field. Back goes Wallace to the warning track, and he can't get it. It hits the warning track and up off the wall. He turns around and throws it in. The runners, Jimenez and Perez, had to wait. Jimenez had to wait to see if that was going to be caught. Wallace almost had a chance to catch it, but that means Jimenez only gets to 3rd on this double by Perez. Runners at 2nd and 3rd, and with 1 out, coming up to the plate will be the top of the order, and Barrios. There goes Wallace. He couldn't get it, and it hit the warning track that bounced up against the fence. And he wheels around and throws it in.
Yeah, that ball was absolutely crushed. And the Diamonds and Brett Solano getting hurt by the bottom part of the order right now. 5-2 and a base hit has a chance to make it 5-4, and the Diamonds just now getting that bullpen going.
The tying run is at the plate. This pitch is ground ball right to Garcia. He will let the runner score and throw to first. And so Jimenez comes in as Garcia throws out Barrios. Now there are 2 down and a runner at 2nd, but the score has now become 5-3 in favor of Pittsburgh. There you see Garcia with his throw over to the first baseman, Canella, who is the new first baseman.
There you saw with the shortstop, the infield playing back, Garcia. The Diamonds were definitely willing to concede a run right there to get out number 2, and they do, but the Clippers draw a little bit closer, just a 2-run game.
Tying run still at the plate. Another ground ball to Garcia, almost a replica of the last play. He throws out Lunardelli, and that will be the end of the 7th inning for Martinez. But they pick up 2 runs. They leave a runner, and at the end of 6.5 innings, the score is Pittsburgh 5 and Martinez 3.
Our family's been involved in recycling ever since my dad became a scavenger back in the 40s. It's what we're good at. It's what we've got the most experience in. In our houses, we make decisions every day on how much water we use, how much electricity we use, how much we recycle. In the old days when we were just all landfilling, it was a very, very simple business. You picked up the garbage, you went in the truck, it was brought to the landfill. Now with the advent of a new era of environmental consciousness, the precedent is for more and more resource recovery, and we pride ourselves on being on the forefront of that.
Well, we went to over 15 recycling centers throughout the West Coast, in Colorado, Washington, Oregon, and throughout the state of California. And we looked at their recycling processes, what machines they had, what they pulled out. And what we noticed was that a lot of the extra material that the machines weren't pulling out were just going into the landfill.
And that's really what we're talking about. We're taking materials that had previously been going to landfill and using them for a higher and better use, thereby preserving natural resources, number one, preserving energy, number two, because it's cheaper to use recycled material than it is to use virgin material. And so Mount Diablo Recycling opened in 2008. We felt like we needed to have a state-of-the-art piece of equipment, and some of the key features of our equipment are it's very, very linear, it's very long. The number of screens that we have for separation. We've got a glass system where we separate all of our glass fines out. We've got a rerun line so that material that comes off the line, we actually can take a run back onto the front of the line again.
We knew that Mount Diablo would be a huge success in the community, but had absolutely no idea the impact the education center would have on the facility. And because of our education center, we teach kids about the 4 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle, and respect the earth, so they're understanding their impact they make on the environment by recycling.
When Governor Schwarzenegger signed the Greenhouse Gas Reduction Act back in '06, it set up a framework for the future of recycling. After 5 or 6 years now, we have a plan that sets targets to 2035. And the Mount Diablo Recycling Center has the best recovery rate in the nation. But the reason why the Mount Diablo Recycling Center has such a low residual rate is because of the state-of-the-art equipment.
Probably the single biggest thing that we provide our communities that we service in Mount Diablo Recycling is the knowledge that we give them the greatest bang for the buck and the highest and most efficient recycling services anywhere in California.
Welcome back as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Diamonds nursing a 5-3 lead. They had an odd development in the half inning as one of the Clippers players was being helped off the field. Here's the pitch to Joel Carranza leading off here in the bottom of the 7th. I'm not sure who it was. It might have been Decker, the right fielder, just because they were coming down the right field line. And the inning had come over. We didn't see any injury to anybody. This pitch to Carranza is swung on and fouled away. It's 0-2. But the player was helped down the foul line, and then they took him into the Diamonds dugout. And, I mean, he had his arms around both a different Clipper on either side, helping him off the field. This pitch to Carranza, he starts to swing. He does swing. Strike number 3.
Where I thought hopefully Carranza had held up. He kind of gives the wave over there to the field umpire, Ron Adams, as if to say, you got to be kidding me. But Ron, hands on his hips, he's not kidding. That's a strikeout, 1 down.
We also have a new pitcher here who has come in for the Clippers, and that is Matty Dockster. Dockster is 6'4", 230 pounds. He is a right-hander, and he will now face the right-handed batting Gabriel Bracamonte. First pitch to him is a strike, and it's 0-1.
Jason Harper got the start tonight, 4 1/3 innings. He ended up giving up 4 runs. Good outing for Drew Bravo coming out of the bullpen.
That pitch bounces up there, and it goes to 1 ball and 1 strike to the Diamonds catcher.
He ends up going 2 2/3, giving up 1 run. He inherited 3 from Harper and only allowed 1 to score. So he did a nice job for the Clips.
Dockster making his 14th appearance on the year. He comes to the plate now. The pitch is fouled at the plate, and the count goes to 1-2. He has given up 13 walks and got 15 strikeouts in those 13 innings. His record is no wins, 2 losses, and a save. His ERA is 10.39. Bracamonte up here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He has a single and 3 trips. That pitch is a ball, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And of course, on the other side, Brett Solano doing a nice job mitigating the innings.
There's a look at the Clippers player on the training table. This pitch is grounded to the left side and into left field for a base hit for Bracamonte.
Couple of base hits for Gabe, sac fly and an RBI. So a nice game with the bat for Gabriel Bracamonte.
At first, I saw that woman on crutches. I thought, boy, that was fast to put him on crutches, but that was not him. And he was actually laying on the table there with the Diamonds trainer and getting whatever attention hopefully he needs. Hopefully it'll be a short problem.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened either. I'm thinking that just in warm-ups, getting ready for the next inning, we got hit in the head with the ball or something. Very strange situation.
Wes Wallace steps in here with a runner at first and 1 down. The pitch to Wallace is a strike, and it's 0-1. Wallace hit it out of here earlier, but it was foul at the time. Otherwise, he is 0 for 3. 5-3, the Diamonds with a 2-run lead in the bottom of the 7th. Pitch to Wallace is swung on a miss. That's a strike, and it's 0-2.
Well, that was a tough pitch, up and in, and really looked like it handcuffed Wes. And as they say, that one got into his kitchen and swung underneath the baseball.
No balls and 2 strikes. Bracamonte away from first. This ball lifted to the right side. It's going to be short right field. The right fielder comes over and makes the catch.
Yeah, we're not sure if that's Decker or not. It looked like it was not. It looked like it was number 66 if I read that right.
That is Decker, who is 66. So apparently it was not the right fielder, but he was just, the only reason I say that is he was coming from down the right field line, and of course the dugout for Martinez is down the left field line. So it's not a place where you have any extra Clippers, but it's all a mystery, and we will try to get information. When we do have it, we will pass it along. Right here, there are 2 outs. There's a runner at first base, and Patrick O'Donnell has come to the plate. The pitch to him is swung on a miss. A strike. It's 0-1.
Base hit tonight for Pat. Got that leading off the 5th inning. And that was the inning where they scored 4 runs.
Diamonds holding on to a 2-run lead, or trying to add to it at the moment. 2 down, runner at first. This pitch high. O'Donnell tried to hold up. He did, and so the count will be a ball and a strike. The scoreboard now has the bottom of the 4th inning, and Sonoma is leading Vallejo 8-6. And in the bottom of the 3rd inning in San Rafael, the Pacifics are leading Napa 3-1. This pitch is outside for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike.
And San Rafael going for number 8 in a row.
Yeah, they are doing. It really can be frustrating. You finally get yourself going like the Diamonds have. The Diamonds crawling up off the doormat there and have taken over 4th place. They're going to get to 500, but it's hard to gain ground on San Rafael at the moment. Here's the pitch to O'Donnell. Hits it hot, deep to right field. Back goes Dexter rolling over. He makes a one-handed grab, headed for the warning track to save a run, and maybe 2. A nice play by Dexter. He's obviously Decker. I mean, at least obviously he's not injured. Very good play in right field. At the end of 7 full, the score: Pittsburg 5 and the Clippers 3. And here's another look at that, racing towards the warning track. He gets his glove just out there, enough to make the catch.
Pittsburgh, Kentucky's opened a new Mecca Cafe in Old Town. The difference is the iconic restaurant hasn't lost a step and would still make the All-Star team. Great family fun, delicious Mexican food, and prices that'll make it all affordable. That's been the formula since the new Mecca Cafe opened, and it's still true today. Check it out. Your stomach will thank you. New Mecca Cafe is 324 Railroad Avenue in Old Town, Pittsburgh.
Brett Solano comes on for inning number 8 tonight. We are here on a Friday night. Scott McDonald, Tony Schultz, Sterling Bennett. Thank you for joining us, whether you're on Mixler.com or watching us on Delta TV, maybe streamed on the Pittsburgh Diamonds YouTube channel. However you're joining us, thank you. We'll be back on Delta TV tomorrow night and Mixler. This pitch from Solano is outside for a ball. Brett into the 8th inning, leading 5-3 here, and has been backed up tonight by some sterling defense by the Diamonds. They've made some great plays, including that one by Valera about 2 innings ago. This pitch is swung on and it's ripped to the right side. Valera down to a knee. He's got it and throws him out.
It was a nice play there. Looks routine, but that was one that was taking some of those funny hops, Scott. And we've seen some nasty innings start with a miscue or two, and then all of a sudden the place lights on fire.
One little odd bounce and be trouble. Speaking of lights on fire, we last heard the Concord fire was moving towards Mount Diablo and was 50% contained. So we hope that no one's home has been affected or I don't have any friends that are affected. If you get any updates, we will share that with you. Ground ball there to Valera. He just rounds it, throws him out. There's one down here in the 8th inning. Bracamonte went out there and had a conversation with Solano, and I'm not sure, of course, what that might have been about, but getting Solano focused if he needs any more focused. Pitch is swung on, popped up foul down the right field line. Down goes Canelo to see if he could get it, but it was beyond him and out of play.
You'd have to think, too, that Solano already now gone 7 1/3, yielded the 3 runs on the 8 hits, but he was hit pretty hard in that previous inning. You'd think going into this one, Scott, he'd be on a bit of a short leash.
You would think that's, you know, I don't know how many pitches he's thrown, but he's got to be up there, although he... So anyway, it's just that time of the game.
Right.
You know, there's some people who think you shouldn't let pitchers face the batting order the 3rd or 4th time. Doesn't matter how many pitches they've thrown or what success they've had. The statistics show. You know, it's maddening sometimes. I'm not a statistics guy, and you know, you'd like to think that people can manage by the seat of their pants or out of experience and stuff. Sometimes it's hard to argue, though, against statistics. This pitch is lined to left field. It's a base hit. Comes over O'Donnell. He's got it. He throws into second, holds him to a single, and there's a runner at first with 1 out.
Yeah, that was another loud one. So the last inning plus now, the Clippers are starting to square this up quite a bit. Cameron Hatch, the left fielder, getting loose again. He had been throwing down there, and then he paused briefly, and now he's getting ready to go again.
Cameron Hatch came in games on Sunday in Napa and Tuesday in Martinez as a reliever and got wins in both those games. Ground ball left side, right to Blatnick at 3rd. He throws to second for 1. On to first, it won't be in time, but they do get the lead runner and the second out of the inning.
Yeah, big play right there, and some more nice diamond defense as Blatnick, the third baseman, able to cut off that lead runner as we look at it here again. You always want to get the double play, but right now just make sure you get that first one, and they do. So a big second out here for Brett Solano.
And Canelo's a big guy, and he had to get off that base to go over and get the ball before it went past first base. Diamond's lead is only 2 runs here We're in the top of the 8th inning with 2 down now and a runner at first. This pitch is grounded to the right side, right at Valera. He gets an easy hop. He throws it to Garcia for the easy out, and that's out number 3. So after a little scariness with Nathan Etheridge slamming the ball in the left field, the Diamonds hold off the Clippers, and we're going to the bottom of the 8th with the score, Pittsburg 5 and Martinez 3.
How about a bank founded in Contra Costa County that has been supporting the local community for more than 100 years? Mechanics Bank is that bank. Founded in 1905, ever since Mechanics Bank has been building on the legacy of building lasting relationships, enriching local lives and local communities, driving local economic growth, and exceeding clients' expectations every day. Stop by Mechanics Bank on Road Avenue, Pittsburgh, or visit them online at mechanicsbank.com. Mechanics Bank, dedicated to reaching out, digging in, and giving back. Tailgate at City Park before the next Diamonds home game. Nick's Sandwiches is a great place to start. Everything you need for a big crew of hungry fans or a tasty lunch on the Delta or a quick grab of coffee and a bite to eat on the way to work. Nick's Sandwiches is in Old Town Pittsburgh on Road Avenue crossing the Marina. Eating at the Diamond's favorite deli is as satisfying as a 3-run home run. Start your pregame with our Nick's Sandwiches, 315 Road Avenue, Old Town Pittsburgh.
So the Diamonds go into the 8th inning here with a 2-run lead, and of course they've been looking to get any way to get another run or 2 across the plate before they head to the 9th inning. That'll bring up Canella, the new first baseman for Pittsburgh. He scored a run in the 6th, still looking for his first base hit on the day. This pitch is swung on, fouled away. It's 0-1. He'll be followed by Jose Garcia, and then the top of the order with Brett Smith. The Diamonds have been able to hold on. They were down by 1-0 for much of this game, and then got 4 in the bottom of the 5th inning. This pitch is low for a ball.
Some more action in the Diamonds' pen. Had been Cameron Hatch. Now the Diamonds going to get a right-hander up.
Looks like Barnesi is throwing down there. Nicholas Barnesi. This pitch, a ball. It's 2 balls on 1 strike to Carnella, who is the leadoff hitter here in the 8th inning. 5-3 Diamonds. Matty Doxter on the mound, and he kicks and delivers the pitch as a strike, and it's 2-2.
And when you look ahead to the bottom of the 9th, it'll be the bottom part of the order who hurt the Diamonds in the 7th. But 3 right-handers, Jimenez, Maccabi, and Perez.
This pitch is outside, starting to swing as Canelo. The field ump, Shanahan, says no, he did not swing. And so we're going to go full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Actually checked that. I believe Luis Perez is a left-handed batter.
I think he is too.
With a couple of right-handers to start the inning.
3-2 pitch is ball 4, and Canelo will go down to first base. So the Diamonds get the leadoff man on base here in the 8th inning. Jose Garcia, who is 2 for 3 with a double, a single, and 2 runs scored. He got 1 ball bounded off his left thigh and bounced out to the shortstop area like I've never seen a ball bounce off a player before that hard, like he had hit it himself. And then he did a great job of, I don't know what, he was pantomiming, acting, whatever, on Valera's incredible play. He was out there at second base. Saluting Valera was what he was doing anyway. There's a runner at first, nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Doxter to the plate, and an attempt by Garcia to check his swing, and the ball hits the bat anyway and fouls off. No balls and 1 strike. Diamond shortstop had the game-winning hit on Tuesday night. This one he fouls back. It's 0-2. Well, we've had 2 perfect nights here for baseball. I mean, it hasn't gotten cold. It's been lovely. The whole experience has been spectacular.
And not a mosquito in sight.
No, not a mosquito in sight. Have I ever seen a mosquito in Pittsburgh? I mean, I've been here just 2 seasons.
Every now and again.
Ants, yes. Mosquitoes, not yet. That pitch, a ball. It's 1-2. Boy, the ants, they come and they bring their friends.
It almost was like you were given a score. Ants something, mosquitoes nothing. Ants a lot, no mosquito.
Ants a lot, that's for sure. Sure, ants a lot. Okay. There's a pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ground ball foul.
But, you know, you were talking about it, Scott. These Clippers, they're not winning a lot of games, but they've shown the ability to get off the deck. So they got to kind of scare you just a little bit with that fact.
They haven't, you know, that's another thing. They haven't lost a spirit or whatever it is that allows you to do that, along with your ability. But you need to have that spirit, and they still have that. That pitch to Garcia, strike 3 called.
It looked like he did catch the outside part of the plate, and not sure if Jose agreed. Not much of an argument as he walks back to the dugout, but pretty good looking pitch right there.
1 ball and 1 ball. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Canella is still on at first base after he singled to start the 8th. Brett Smith comes up here. Morgan Blatnick is on deck if things continue. A walk, 2 singles, and reached on an error for Smith today. And he grounds this one right at the shortstop. Picked up by the shortstop. He throws to second for 1. On the first, a double play. And the Diamonds are done quickly here in the bottom of the 8th. They get 1 hit. They leave nobody. We're going to the 9th with the score. Pittsburgh 5, Martinez 3.
New haircutter, but it seems like the big hassle is too many choices and not enough information. We're giving you the take time so we can take down this information. Call Rick's Barbershop and make an appointment. Rick has the skills and experience with all the latest styles and still knows how to make it shine with more traditional haircuts. Call 925-382-1399 and make an appointment. That's 925-382-1399. Rick's Barbershop is at 190 East 7th Street, just off Railroad Avenue in Old Town. Give Brett a call today. 925-382-1399. Now entering the game for the Diamonds. New pitcher, number 9, Nick Barnesi.
The Pittsburgh Diamonds are 3 outs away from revisiting the 500 mark on the season, and that'll be a welcome spot to be, along with their position in 4th place. And here to try to nail it down for them in the 9th inning is Nicholas Barnesi, who's going to come out here after Brett Solano was replaced by Brett Solano pitched so far. Cameron Hatch didn't come in, did he?
No, he didn't.
So Barnesi, the first relief pitcher, Barnesi is making his 12th appearance. He's pitched 10 in the 3rd innings. He has given up 8 walks, 11 strikeouts in those 10 in the 3rd innings. His record is 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 save. His ERA is 5.23. He stands up here and ready to go against Wilkins Jimenez, the catcher for the Clippers. And the first pitch to him is a strike. It's 0-1. A kind of a deceptive windup for Barnesi. It's kind of very slow, kind of Johnny Cueto-ish.
But how about the night for Solano? 8 innings pitched, 3 runs on 9 hits.
He has been going very well. This pitch to Jimenez is drilled past Blatnick at third base and down the left field line. Over comes O'Donnell. Jimenez is going to try for 2. The throw goes to Valera, and he is out.
How about that for the throw for O'Donnell in left field? Looked like that was going to be a double all the way, but Pat getting out there quicker, making the fine throw, tag applied, and instead of a runner at second, nobody out. How about this, Scott? Nobody aboard and 1 out. Take another look, and this is just one of those highlight reel plays with that 360 spin. And you're out.
That
Beautiful
ball
play
was
from
waiting
left
for
field.
him at second base. Valera had that ball in his glove and waiting on Jimenez to make the slide. He was out by quite a bit, and that was not a smart base running decision for the Clippers because they got the opening man on here in the 9th, and now he's out and gone. 1 down. Here comes Alan McAbee, who's had a good night at the plate. A sacrifice fly and 2 singles. He will try to get it started again.
It's officially a base hit, but trying to stretch it into a double.
McAbee hits this one deep to left field. Back goes the left. O'Donnell, he can't do anything about this one. It is gone.
How big does that play look now?
Absolutely massive, but yes, that is a big play, but Barnesi has been hammered by the first 2 batters.
Yeah, McAbee, that ball was absolutely crushed. A little bit of a rainbow there, but a no-doubter as it gets over the Little Jays, sort of in between the Little Jays and the Lumpy's Diner side. And all of a sudden, we're talking about the Clips getting off the deck, and we look up, and it's a 1-run game.
5-4 Diamonds here in the 9th inning. Here comes the replay, and you can see that he got all of that, and he knew it was gone, and there it goes.
It didn't look like a bad location. Looks like it was down in the zone, but Maccabi just able to golf that one out of here and just barrel it straight up.
So here we go with the number 9 hitter, Perez. Nobody on, 1 out, 1-run ball game. The pitch to Perez is a ball. 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, we're hoping we're not going to get to this point, but if we do, the 9th inning, Blatnick, Valera, and Joel Carranza.
This pitch to Perez is ball 2. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Now there's some kind of shuffling around in the Diamonds bullpen, but no one is throwing down there, and no one is ready to come in. Barnesi has been greeted by the first 2 hitters who actually smashed the ball. Perez smacks this one to the left side, and the count's 2-1.
Well, we talk about how important defense is, and you got to pitch around some errors sometimes, but then you look at it and your defense really picks you up. And right now for Barnesi, he got the big pickup from O'Donnell, but he's got to get some couple of guys out here.
The 2-1 pitch is popped up left side foul, and the count now goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Perez has reached on an error, struck out, and doubled so far tonight. And after going 2-0, Barnesi has come back to 2-2, and we'll see what happens with 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning. 5-4 Diamonds. Swung on, fouled away. Count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And Luis Perez giving Barnesi a nice battle here, so it's been a rough start to the inning for Nick. And hopefully he can make a good pitch here and to dispose of Perez.
2-2 pitch bounces up there, bounces off of Bracamonte, and now the count goes full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Perez, left-handed batter against a right-handed Barnesi. The first batter, Wilkins Jimenez, lined the ball down the left field line. O'Donnell went charging over to pick it up. Jimenez went for 2, and O'Donnell just gunned him down with a perfect throw to second base. This pitch to Perez is ball 4. So the tying run is aboard here in the top of the 9th inning. The second batter after Jimenez was Maccabee, and he just slammed the ball over the left field fence for a home run, and that brought the Clippers within 1 run. Now they have gotten a walk to Perez. He's at first base, and the top of the order is coming up, and Pedro Barrios. Diamonds in double play depth, hoping for yet another double play that could get them out of this one. This pitch is inside as Barrios backing away, and it's a ball and no strikes. There you can see Perez at first.
Yeah, Perez getting a pretty decent lead over there at first base with Canella holding him on.
Hatch is back up and throwing in the Byman's bullpen. 1-0 count, the 1-0 pitch. Outside, ball 2.
Middle of the infield combination here for the Clippers, and Luis Perez, a guy who runs well. You might think of them putting on a play.
The 2-0 count, the 2-0 pitch is swung on, and that's fouled away. 2 balls and a strike. Goes down the right field line where Hatch is warming up again. Diamonds led it 5-1. Gave up 2 runs in the 7th and 1 run so far in the 9th. This pitch is bounded high to the right side. Second baseman Valera over to pick it up. Can he get him at first? He does.
Nice play by Valera. The pitcher Barnesi backing up, coming off the mound, couldn't make the play, and I'm thinking, oh no, this is one of those tweeners.
Absolutely, and I thought that Barnesi might actually run into Valera as he was trying to make the play. That did not happen, and Valera was able to get the ball and throw to first in time to get Barrios at first base. Now, Lunardelli will step up. Here's the replay. There's that high bounder, and I guess my angle made it look like they were closer than they were. But anyway, it was still a good play by Valera. They're 2 down, a runner at second. That runner at second is not nobody. He is the tying run. So the Diamonds and the Clippers have come down to this final at bat by Lunardelli to see if he can keep the game going. 2 outs. The first pitch to him is a strike, and it's on 1.
Yeah, big first strike right there to get ahead of the hitter Lunardelli. He's got an RBI on a fielder's choice, hit into one of those double plays that the Diamonds have turned. That was in the 5th. But a base hit to the outfield should tie this game up.
The swing and a miss, strike 2.
All right, nice pitch there with the fastball. Able to get it by him, with the Diamonds 1 pitch away from taking 3 out of 4 here from Martinez. And when you're going up against a team that's struggling, this is what you're supposed to do.
Barnesi is set to go. No balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. A runner at second in the 0-2 pitch. Swung on him. It's strike 3. The Diamonds just barely pull it out here after taking a 5-1 lead. They give up another run in the 9th, and they win the ball game 5-4. Nicholas Barnesi comes on to get the save, and the winner, of course, will be Solano, Brett Solano, who started the game and went 8 innings, and the Diamonds have come through to take 5 of 6 from the expansion clubs, take 3 of 4 so far this week, and they're now at 500 on the season. And tonight, I guess you could say they did it on defense. And Solano.
Yeah, Brett Solano with a huge game, 8 innings, 3 runs, Scott. We see how good that really is with all the runs sometimes that we see scored. For him to give us a game like that is wonderful, and the defense really helped him out. And Patrick O'Donnell with that gunning out the runner at second base to start this inning. That turned out to be such a huge play because on the very next batter, Homer, would have been a tie game. And then it looked like to me Barnese saved his best pitches for last, striking out Lunardelli on 3 straight.
That was, it looked like the Clippers had his number, the way they hammered that ball to start the inning, but he came through and got the final out. And it turns out that number 13 is a lucky number for the Diamonds. Win number 13 on the season pulls them to within 500 at 13-13. They started the day 6 games out of first place. The other games in the Pacific Association have not been completed, but they will go into the weekend now with a chance. The Sonoma is leading Vallejo 8-7. The Pacific's leading the Silverados as we leave here. These are highlights from earlier today. There's a great double play from Blatnick, who took the high bounder, stepped on third, and threw him out. Ground ball here goes to Garcia. Garcia steps on second to end that inning. This pitch to O'Donnell, I believe, and he hits it to left field. The catch is made. And we're not sure. There's another out. There's another Diamonds out that made the highlight reel. This ball is hit to left field, or to right field, and is picked up by Decker, the right fielder, who throws to third base, but not in time. Valero grounds it to the shortstop, and that ends that inning. This pitch, Garcia can't get to the ball, and then goes into left field.
So we might not know the context to all these highlights, but this was some kind of entertaining ball game. The Diamonds look like they're going to close it out pretty easy, and then the Clippers come back late. They're kind of making a habit of that, but the Diamonds with some defense and Barnese picking up the save and getting that last strikeout. And it's nice to see them hold on and get the win, of course, and especially to give Brett Solano a win after as well as he pitched tonight. Another
Great performance by Solano, and he has really come through for the Diamonds. They've seen 2 of their best pitchers have rocky outings recently, and that makes you appreciate his consistency even more. I'm not sure if we're not seeing all 27 outs. That's throw to first.
Oh, look at that bat explode right there. It looked like the piece of the bat was grounded at the shortstop.
Solano's record now is 4 wins and 2 losses on the year. His ERA is down to 3.73. Oh, I don't need anything. We need a replay of that.
Here's the biggest defensive play of the night.
And there's a home run that followed it.
You know, that's one of those situations you like a guy who's aggressive, but taking second base in the 9th inning when you're not the tying run.
It was
the manager just shakes his head, right?
Disaster for them, and one that everybody watching should learn from. And I don't care whether you play softball or baseball or what. Thank you for joining us tonight from Winter Chevrolet Stadium. Scott McDonald for Tony Schultz, Sterling Bennett, and I hope that you'll join us tomorrow night on Delta TV and Mixler.com as the Diamonds take on the San Rafael Pacifics. We'll be here at 5 o'clock tomorrow night.